the bench is cleared. A lot of pushing, a lot of shoving. And then this interaction at second base. Again, we will keep an eye on this all day. It could be interesting to see how it develops. And now, it is time for baseball. As Prime Video presents New York Yankees baseball. It's the New York Yankees against the Chicago White Sox in the second game of a three-game set and the first game of a doubleheader from steamy Yankee Stadium in the Bronx, New York. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Yankees baseball, along with David Cohn and Paul O'Neill. I'm Michael Kay. We'll hear more about Tim Anderson and Josh Donaldson during the game, especially the words of Aaron Boone, which really ring true. We'll tell you about that a little bit later on. Let's talk some baseball right now. Yesterday, DJ LeMahieu reached an important milestone for a player. He reached 10 years of service time in the majors. Not many people reach that in the history of the game. And boy, did he celebrate it, Paul.
Well, I tell you what, I mean, when you look at that number, 10 years, anybody that ever dreams about putting on a uniform dreams about playing a long career, and what a way to celebrate. Second inning, a grand slam. DJ LeMahieu, second of his career, first of the Yankees season. But whether on the road or whether they're at home, the Yankees continue to win.
Big numbers for DJ LeMahieu for sure in his career. 1,336 games, a 300 batting average, 98 home runs. Number 98 was yesterday, and 552 runs batted in. Now, the Yankees have 29 wins against 10 losses, so they're looking for that 30th sometime today. So why don't we take a look at the pitching matchup as they try to get it in Game 1. The Chicago White Sox are going to send out the veteran, Johnny Cueto. He's going to be fun to watch. I know David will like that. And for the Yankees, Jamison Tyone, 4-1, 3.28. And since last July, David, he's one of the best pitchers in baseball.
Well, yeah, if you look at it consistently, game in and game out, Jamison Tyone gives his team a chance to stay in the game and win a ball game. And one of the ways he does it is just fills up the strike zone. He attacks. He's only got 4 walks on the season, among the elite, probably third ranked based on balls per 9 innings in all of baseball this year. Jamison Tyone continuing to evolve and still consistent at the same time.
Well, we've seen a lot of offense between these two teams over the last week and a half. Could be more today. Some fireworks indeed when we come back. Lineups, first pitch, baseball, Yankees, White Sox, next on Prime Video.
Summer's here, and with a great deal on a new Toyota, you can go out and do all the things that make summer, well, summer. Like go biking, glamping, pony rides, Mother's Day, scavenger hunts.
Found it!
Off-roading! Woohoo!
Get 1.75% APR financing for 48 months on the fuel-efficient 2022 Highlander or Highlander Hybrid. Plus, every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, our no-cost service plan.
Your summer starts here.
Toyota, let's go places.
The word malama translates to taking care. We malama the land that feeds us. All of that energy that's being put in the ground gets transferred into food. It allows us as a people to thrive as well.
Learn how you can malama Hawaii at gohawaii.com/malama.
I don't know if we've ever seen this play.
Showing heart, courage. If the Yankees are going to turn this thing around, that guy's going to be right in the middle of it.
There is life on the Yankee bench.
Swinging in the middle, Tony down on strikes. Oh, what a play. For a second, got it. High drive, left field. That ball's going to go. Well, Jamison Tyone making his way onto the field of dreams. Doesn't it look great? And then making a lot of kids happy. Garrett Cole signing autographs before this game on a hot, steamy Sunday late afternoon. It's just humid here at the stadium, kind of overcast, and the lights are on for the first game of this doubleheader. They're exchanging the lineups at home plate as we prepare to play at least 18 innings of baseball here in the Bronx. This is the final time that the White Sox are in town, so they have to get these in, and they will get them in today. Let's take a look at the White Sox batting order presented by Geico. Yohan Moncada is going to lead off and play third base. Now, in the original lineup by Tony La Russa, Tim Anderson was leading off. He was scratched about an hour and a half ago. They put Moncada there, and they believe that Anderson is going to play in Game 2. Leori Garcia, the shortstop, at second. Hitting third, the center fielder, Luis Robert. Jose Abreu will DH. He's going to clean up. Batting fifth, the left fielder, A.J. Pollock. Yasmani Grandal will catch. He'll bat sixth. Batting seventh, playing first base, Gavin Sheets. Adam Engel in right field will hit eighth. And batting ninth, the second baseman, it's Josh Harrison. Well, the Yankees had some injury news before the game, so we'll get you caught up on what the roster looks like. Unfortunately, both Joey Gallo and Kyle Higashioka were placed on the COVID IL list. They recalled right-handed pitcher David McKay, and they brought up catcher Rob Brantley from AAA as well. The 27th man, which you get for a doubleheader, is Estevan Florial. Those are some of the names that will be a little bit different as you break down the Yankees on this day. And we send out our best wishes and a quick recovery to both Gallo and Higashioka. The Yankees had their welcome home dinner last night, and both of them were under the weather. They did not know that they had COVID. Neither of them were able to attend the welcome home dinner. So there's Jameson Taillon taking his warm-ups, coming right into your living room. So be careful, as Taillon has been absolutely outstanding. David detailed that in the Open. 17-4 since July of last year. That's what the team is. These are his numbers this season.
And Jameson Taillon, yes indeed, towing the slab in the boogie down here this afternoon on a Sunday. Good numbers across the board. A lot to like there. Let's give you a little deeper look with our pitcher scouting report and the elite control. Those 4 walks, that is the third best mark in the major leagues this year, just filling it up. And then the change in the repertoire. We talk about him continuing to evolve. He's throwing more cut fastballs this year at the expense of his four-seamer. Fewer four-seamers, more cutters, throwing some change-ups this year more often. So, yes, Jameson Taillon mixing it up well this year.
All right, let's take a look at the Yankees' defense behind their right-hander. You've got Marwin Gonzalez in left, Aaron Hicks in center, and Giancarlo Stanton's over right. Don't worry, Aaron Judge is the DH. He's playing. He's not in the field for the first game. Infield, it's Donaldson, Kanafalefa, LeMahieu, and Rizzo third to first. Trevino is behind the plate. Taillon is on the mound. Gleyber Torres has the first game off. White Sox come in at 19-20. The Yankees are 29-10. Yankees are 4-1 against the White Sox so far this year. This is the last time they'll see them in the regular season. There's a chance that they could meet in the postseason, and that could be an interesting matchup. So Moncada's ready. Taillon is ready. And let's do it here in the Bronx. First pitch, fastball strike. We're underway. Will Little is the home plate umpire. Bill Miller at first. Hunter Wendelstedt at second. Nick Morley is at third. Fly ball. Shallow center coming on is Hicks. One away here in the first inning. Let's take a deep dive into the work of Will Little. I'm sorry, Paul. He's pitcher friendly. More high strikes, more inside strikes on left-handed batters. And Will's been at this craft for 10 years now.
You know, Coney, take yourself back to that. I mean, you knew guys that had bigger zones, but now you have a rating system. So if he's going to give you that high strike, do you go back to your four-seamer high in the zone and try to, get those pitches, or you just pitch the way you're pitching?
I think you pitch the way you're pitching as far as Taillon goes. He's actually thrown less four-seamers this year, as we mentioned in the scouting report, more cutters. He got his first out of this game on Moncada on that good cutter inside. But you'd like to know, Paul. I mean,
yeah,
you want to know the tendencies of the umpire. Generally, it was more east and west in our era who would give you a little bit off the plate and how far could you go. Now it's more north and south, up and down.
Michael, you would not believe, the reaction, say, for instance, if Hirschbeck was behind the plate. Coney would be doing cartwheels, and I'd be throwing bats before the game even started. I mean, you knew the umpires that were going to give the extra inches off the outside corner.
Well, John Hirschbeck gave the extra feet.
Yeah, good point.
Served into left field. Coming on Gonzalez, he's there to make the play. John's a great guy, we're just kidding, but he did have a very wide strike zone.
It was consistent for both sides, that's for sure. But you knew you better swing the bat. But you know what? The thing of everybody talks about the East and West and the 90 strike zone, Maddox and Glavine, but we didn't get the high strike. There's a lot of high strikes called today that weren't called back then in the 90s.
Here's Luis Robert. And there's a ground ball to third. It's a fair ball. Backhanded by Donaldson. The throw and the scoop by Rizzo. And that'll do it for a 1-2-3 inning here in the first. So the White Sox go down in order. It's Chicago nothing. And the New York Yankees coming to bat in the dirt. But a nice scoop by Rizzo to end the inning.
We'd like to dedicate the next 5 seconds to fresh portobellos. And all the other seconds to peppers, onions, and Swiss. Because fresh ingredients make a sub above.
Over the past 40 years, you've inspired us to make a lot of great drivers. All great, but all eventually reach their limit. But while we were making all these drivers for the present, we were also hard at work making the next generation of driver. Because where titanium ends, carbon begins.
This guy has seen better days, but that just shows how much he's loved. So we'll let sleeping bears lie.
The Roomba J7 Plus robot vacuum knows where to clean and where not to. iRobot, so you can human.
We're taking you right on the field here at Prime Video as DJ LeMahieu gets ready to step into the box. We'll take a look at the Yankees batting order presented by Geico. LeMahieu leads off. He's playing second today. The DH is Aaron Judge. Then Anthony Rizzo's at first. Giancarlo Stanton is in right field. Take a look at the numbers the last 9 games on the man they call Big G. Those are big numbers. Josh Donaldson, the third baseman, bats 5th. Batting 6th, the center fielder Aaron Hicks. Isaiah Canafalefa, the shortstop, will bat 7th. Batting 8th, playing left field, Marwin Gonzalez. And Jose Trevino's behind the plate, catching Jameson Taillon and batting 9th. And there's Johnny Cueto.
On the season, this will be his second start and a good one in his first outing. Only 2 walks against 7 strikeouts. And a little bit more about Johnny Cueto. He's had a solid career. Among Dominican-born pitchers, he's got the 4th best ERA. You can imagine some of the guys on that list. Pedro Martinez, certainly at the top. And style-wise, he is the master of disguise. Different looks, hesitation pitch, slide steps. He mixes it up more than anybody. And what's left in the tank is the question for the Sox.
There's a strike.
Came out with a quick pitch on the first one, Coney. That goes to show you as a hitter, you be ready for anything.
15 big league seasons for Cueto. He's 36 years old. He signed a minor league deal on April 8th after Lance Lynn got hurt for the White Sox. And he said, no, I knew I'd be in the major leagues eventually, and here he is. He said every time he's on the mound, he's just having fun. He explains the gyrations that way, and also the gyrations sometimes throw off the hitter. Grounded, and a grab there by Sheets on the dive, and he flips to Cueto. Took a base hit away from LeMahieu. Take a look at the White Sox defense behind the veteran. You've got Pollock in left, Robert, who can go get it with anybody in center, Engels in right, infield, Moncada, Garcia, Harrison, and Sheets. That's third to first. Grandal behind the plate, and Johnny Cueto is on the mound. There's Aaron Judge. Hitting .368 in his last 10 games with 5 home runs and 11 ribbies. Grounded foul. Now, the Yankees split the doubleheader. If it means they take one of the 2, they'll get to 30 victories. But if they get the 30th victory in this game, well, they become only the 4th team in the wild card era that began in 1995 to start a season 30-10 or better. Grounded and through for a base hit.
Well, there's that sound that you hear off Aaron Judge and Big G's bat. It hit so hard that the infielders do not have a chance to react. A little hanging slider. See ball's in the hole in the outfield. Base hit for Aaron Judge.
Good look at it on Super Shot. So here's Anthony Rizzo. One and 0. Tony La Russa, the manager of the White Sox, says that Cueto is so deceptive that whatever the fastball is, it just plays harder and he spots it. He's down and soft, and then all of a sudden he throws one by you. Coming off a 5-year stint with the Giants, finished off that contract. Still wanted to pitch and then signed with the White Sox, as we mentioned, the beginning of April.
Well, Coney, you talked about his career as a Dominican pitcher. I mean, it's not too far back where you look at, I mean, he was one of the better pitchers in all of baseball. Look at 2014, he had a 20-game winner, 242 strikeouts. So obviously not the same type of pitcher, overpowering. But there's one thing that, Coney, I'm sure that you agree with. Once you learn how to pitch, you can do far more with less stuff. And I think that's where Johnny Cueto is in his career.
Yeah, the Yankees put a little pressure on him in the first inning here. You get some base runners, you take some of that deception away, all that improv theater style that he features, all the hesitation. First and second here, kind of put the power back in the hands of the hitters here, and certainly Giancarlo Stanton here in a good spot.
Stanton 17 for his last 35. Had 3 hits yesterday. There's a strike. Judge at second, Rizzo's at first. Bottom of the first inning, just underway. Doubleheader here in the Bronx. Fouled away. Yankees won the first game of this 3-game set yesterday. 7-5. Well, he's still got some zip on the fastball, 93.
Yes, he does, Michael, and that's when, as Paulie was saying, he's got the ability to add when he wants to, and then subtract at times. He will not be maximum effort, but then all of a sudden, there's 93.
Yeah, looking back at Cueto and then kind of using his pitch usage. I mean, these are the type of counts where he loves to go to that slider just off the plate there, but got the call. And, that's a frustrating at bat because you feel like, he sets you up for this slider away. This ball clearly off the plate. Strike 3.
So here's Josh Donaldson after the events of yesterday. Every time he's going to come to the plate in this doubleheader is going to be closely observed. In this spot, White Sox are going to try to get him out. Lined and caught by Harrison for the final out. So Donaldson is retired. Yankees strand 2. We go to the second.
At Domino's, you can get more than just your favorite pizza. You can get specialty chicken, savory pastas, oven-baked Parmesan bread bites, molten lava crunch cakes, and yes, medium 2-topping pizzas as well. Carry out any 2 or more mix-and-match items for $5.99 each or get them delivered for $6.99 each.
Old Reliable. the club you can always count on to get the job done. But if the same 3-wood's been in your bag for too long, it's probably more old than it is reliable. Introducing the all-new Stealth Fairway from TaylorMade. With a 3D carbon crown and E-steel sole designed for low CG and more forgiveness. It's your new reliable. The all-new Stealth Fairway, only from TaylorMade.
Our stylists are trained to understand the nuances of cutting men's hair. Less pomp, more adore, huh, Brittany?
Square face, wavy hair.
Mid-fade with a textured top. Finish it off with a hard part and taper that neckline, coach.
Cowlick, what's the move? It's not just all about hard work here.
Hit off. 7. Pressure. Poise. Yeah.
It takes expertise to be a sport clip stylist.
Here?
That's the spot. Right there, huh?
Sport Clips, the pros in men's hair. One shake and cats come running.
Found matches.
So be careful what you shake.
Run away!
Temptations cat treats. All it takes is a shake.
Hi, Uncle Jeff.
Allie, I have a break. We should play some charades. Are you a dragon?
Yes, I am a dragon.
You are a dragon?
When I first heard the name Jackie mentioned, I was really taken aback and, frankly upset about it myself. When you hear the story of it, again, I don't think he should have that or say that, even if there is a perceived relationship or whatever. But I think when you go back to the context, the original story of where it was born out of the article, and then now a few years of saying that, it does. I'm less taken aback by it at that point. But again, I sit here, as a white guy, that it did change the context for me, but I also understand how it can be, offensive or upsetting. But I think since it was born out of that article, it does, to me, at least change the context a little bit.
Yankee manager Aaron Boone really was pitch perfect on how he explained his feelings about what Josh Donaldson said. Yesterday, it was revealed that Donaldson, for the last couple of years, has called Tim Anderson Jackie, and he said it's because in a Sports Illustrated story a couple of years ago, Tim Anderson said he feels like he's the new Jackie Robinson. So obviously Donaldson is being derisive and trying to get under his skin. Now, you can't get into a guy's soul and understand why he says what he says, and you can't get into Anderson's head and say how it affects him. But I think Boone said it best. Just don't say it. I mean, that's the best way to handle it. Don't say it. If there's a possibility that it upsets somebody, it should be out of your vocabulary.
I agree. I think, if Tim Anderson said he felt disrespected, then that's enough for me.
Mm-hmm.
It's certainly, he's walking in different shoes than us.
1-2 to Pollock. Swing and a miss. The first two batters strike out. Abreu looking, Pollock swinging, 2 away.
Again, Coney putting a little spin on that ball gets people out, and you're so used to going back a couple of years where Jameson Taillon would sink the ball and use that riding fastball. To be able to throw that cutter and get it going away, different movement, just adds so much to his pitch selection.
One and 0 on Grandal. Two and 0. White Sox kind of stutter-stepping their way through the first quarter of the season. Little run, drop back, little run, drop back. Obviously, the talent is much better than 19 and 20, and people expect them to be at the top or near the top of the Central when it's all over. But they have certainly not hit their stride. 19 and 20 is not where they want to be.
And they view the Yankees as a measuring stick for them. And so far, they've kind of had a wake-up call against the Yankees.
2-2. Good placement there, and Stanton makes the play, misjudged it, and then lunged to make the play for the final out, and held on. So the White Sox go down in order 1, 2, 3. We'll go to the bottom of the second. 0-0, just in the webbing.
Summer's here, and with a great deal on a new Toyota, you can go out and do all the things that make summer, well, summer. Like go biking, glamping, pony rides, Mother's Day, scavenger hunts.
Found it!
Off-roading! Woohoo!
Get 1.75% APR financing for 48 months on the fuel-efficient 2022 Highlander or Highlander Hybrid. Plus, every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, our no-cost service plan.
Your summer starts here.
Toyota, let's go places.
When you watch a chef do it, they don't rush through this stage.
Few of us will ever dive so deep into our cars. But those who do venture down into the nuts and bolts.
When you wake up and face a challenge, you have to give all of yourself when you do something. And that's when you do your best.
When was the last time you took a second to look up at the blue sky and the trees?
For the best audio entertainment and storytelling, Audible.
At Domino's, you can get more than just your favorite pizza. You can get specialty chicken, savory pastas, oven-baked Parmesan bread bites, molten lava crunch cakes, and yes, medium 2-topping pizzas as well. Carry out any 2 or more mix and match items for $5.99 each or get them delivered for $6.99 each.
I love my new home. I always wanted a house with historic architecture, but it might be too Victorian.
Gosh, interesting hemline on those. Pants?
Yes, I do believe they're called pants.
Pardon me.
No. Pardon me. At least Geico makes bundling my home and car insurance easy. I save so much.
I have come to call upon you.
Just text me. Well, I'm heading up.
It's a ghost.
For bundling made easy, go to geico.com.
It's called self-care.
Well, 0-0 as we go to the bottom of the second inning here at Yankee Stadium. Aaron Hicks will lead off against Johnny Cueto. Best 40-game starts in franchise history. 1928, 1939. They started 33-7. They won the World Series both years. Paul and David remember this one. 31-9 in 98. They won 114 games in the regular season, won the World Series. 30-10 in 26 and 42. They lost the World Series both of those years. And 29-11 and 23, 50, 53, and 58. All 4 years they won the World Series. The beautiful thing about winning early, they don't take those wins away. You can go in the slumps, those wins stay there. And it's kind of a joke. Well, you can't win a World Series or you can't win a division by a great start. You can lose one with a bad start. And it seems like the last couple of years, the Yankees have been climbing out of a hole at the beginning. And that's not the case this time. So they look like they're in pretty good shape. And, you worry about injuries and things like that. But obviously Brian Cashman and his staff will tweak this roster as they move along and as they see fit. Rip foul.
Yeah, Michael, to your point, I mean, we have talked about the Boston Red Sox, and you talk about digging out of a hole. All of a sudden, they've won 4 in a row. But, from this horrible start, they're still 4 games under 500, 11.5 games out of the East. But in my mind, they will at some point, and this might be it, make a run. They just have too many good players offensively, so they'll get back in this. But, the Yankees' start has put them in an unbelievable position. Tampa Bay 5.5 games back, which they see in another week. So, a lot of questions are going to be answered. And Tampa Bay has always been kind of a thorn in the side to the Yankees. So we'll see how this plays out going forward.
4 games in Tampa Bay or in St. Pete starting on Thursday. Fly ball, shallow left. Pollock coming on, got a late jump. It's going to dunk in there for a base hit. Aaron Hicks with a leadoff single in the second.
You talked about day games and the glare where as an outfielder you don't pick up the ball as well. Kind of a quick pitch off the end of the bat. Pollock, not a great jump. You saw Stanton the inning before kind of lose the ball in the fans. So, it's tough to play when there's this much glare on the field in a day game at Yankee Stadium.
Here's Isaiah Kanafalefa, 9 for his last 28 over his last 9 games. One and 0.
And once again, the Yankees, the best way to counter Johnny Cueto and all of his mannerisms out there, all of his tricks, is to get base runners. A lot of his hesitation comes from the windup. A lot of his trickery, his ability to do improv, comes from feeling comfortable from the windup. There's nobody on base. There's not a threat of a stolen base.
Up the middle and off of the glove of Cueto. They get one on to first, not in time.
Ball gets in on Kanafalefa, but again, just ricocheted enough and really right out of the glove. A good try to turn 2, but just not enough time. Kanafalefa really swinging the bat well. Line drives to right, line drives up the middle.
Here's Gonzalez. Upstairs, 1-0. Runner goes, foul back.
You know, those are the counts as a hitter. That, you know, you hear runners going out of the corner of your eye. You see it. A lot of times early in the count on strike 1, you'll give that runner an opportunity to steal that base. I always loved when, Knobloch and Jeter, I would see them in motion early in the count where I could give up a strike. They steal a base successfully. You got an opportunity to drive in a run with just a single.
Got him. Kanafalefa had a big lead, obviously leaning just a bit, and a quick move by Cueto picked him off.
Yeah, no doubt he's going again. You saw all his weight on his right side starting to go to second, and at that point, just too hard for a runner to get back. Good job by Cueto.
One of the values of a left-handed first baseman. It's an easier tag on those kind of plays.
Mm-hmm.
Quick feet and a good throw from Cueto.
The 1-2.
You can see here, Michael, a lot of times when you're doing these kind of things on the mound, very creative, you don't decide what you're going to do until you're almost starting your delivery. I did the same thing. I was like, what am I going to do here? You get halfway through your delivery, you hesitate a little more. He's got as much as anybody ever, really, since Louis Tion. Wheeling and dealing, the hesitation, turning your back. It's kind of making it up on the fly.
Coney, I remember you young, facing you early in your career, much more of a power pitcher, curveball, and then as your career went on, you dropped down a lot more, and obviously successful, much terrible against right-handers. Chris Sabo, my best friend with the Reds, used to just ask me, why did they even play me against this guy? I got no chance with that sidearm delivery.
Hi, babe. Let's play some Cake Monster.
Wow, 5 stars!
5 stars!
Core Power helps you recover and build lean muscle, fueled by 26 grams of high-quality protein to give your body what it needs when it needs it. Core Power.
This guy has seen better days, but that just shows how much he's loved. So we'll let sleeping bears lie.
The Roomba J7 Plus robot vacuum knows where to clean and where not to. iRobot, so you can human.
Yankees baseball is brought to you in part by The Terminal List, starring Chris Pratt. Watch it only on Prime Video, July 1st. We go to the third inning. The Yankees and the White Sox, 0-0 first game of this doubleheader. Paul, you're aware that David's pitching both games, right? He's doing the doubleheader today.
Like Hoyt Wilhelm, didn't he used to throw doubleheaders, a knuckleballer?
And Wilbur Wood.
Wilbur Wood, there you go.
You ready, David?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
It's no split doubleheader, just straight up.
Straight up.
Let's go right into the next game.
Right to the next booth. Second game of the doubleheader will be on ESPN around the country, Sunday Night Baseball. And we'll have post-game coverage for both games on the YES Network. Now we have to compliment Meredith Morakovitz for incredible combat pay. So she was on the field doing the Prime Video pregame show, and there's a desk that's involved, and both Coney and I were on a segment apiece. And David, you could attest to this, that it's not hyperbole. You could not touch the top of the desk. It was so scalding hot. I don't know how she did it.
Yeah, we were there just for 4 minutes. She was there the whole time. So yes, it was uncomfortable, to say the least.
How you feeling, Meredith?
Oh, I feel terrific. I feel like I've been training for that my whole life. All the trips to the beach, it was like I was sunbathing for 45 minutes down there on the warning track. It's always been a dream of mine to take a towel out to center field and just get some rays. That's never going to happen. I'll be fired immediately, but that's as close as I'm going to get down there on the warning track for the Prime Video pregame.
I'll tell you what, the sun was coming right down on your face, so you got some nice color. There you go.
A little bit, and I want to thank Gleyber Torres for joining us on the Prime Video pregame. He did a great job talking about some of the wonderful Yankee moments he's had already to start the season, including some of those walk-offs that he hit earlier.
Now, if you see, David, I forgot my sunglasses upstairs, and I was given a pair of sunglasses to put on.
You got bitter beer face going on right there, I'll tell you that. You are not happy.
Yeah, he does kind of look like my security guard out there.
I've got an earpiece, yeah.
You never know what could happen on that desk.
You could have fried an egg on that desk, I'll tell you that.
100%. My phone shut down, Michael. It was a hot one.
Wow. When the phone shuts down, you know it's hot. You know, Michael, you get caught in between when you're doing those interviews and you know you're wringing wet. Do you try to sit perfectly still, or do you try to move around a little bit?
I think I was trying to not move at all. I think every movement brought another gallon of sweat.
He would not have survived had he had to be out there that whole time.
No. Well, the suit wouldn't have.
I would have had to make a very uncomfortable phone call to Jody.
Uncomfortable for you or her?
I think everyone involved. David, a champ too, did not complain once. And, of course, provided great pitching insight all the way around.
The 1-2. Line and caught there by kind of Falefa and scurrying back his sheets.
Well, some balls hit hard on both sides at people. Another line drive right here. Kind of Falefa right there. Good job by Sheets, not drifting off and turning over onto second and getting doubled off.
Fly ball, right field. Stanton's there. 2 away.
And much higher of a kind of a looping line drive there. No problem for Stanton. We saw him in the first inning with the kind of hanging line drive that kind of stays in the stands. And that's the one that you could lose. Much easier play there.
What do you do, Paul? What do you do with the low line drive? You have to angle yourself?
Yeah, you try to get to the side and you just try to be patient. And it's very hard. Your heart starts pounding because you know you're running out of time and you just wait for that ball to come out. And it's usually right at the last instant. So you have your glove in where you think it's going to be and try to make a quick adjustment.
Push bunt, beauty against the shift. And that might go for extra bases. And it's going to be a push bunt double for Moncada as Sheets moves to third.
Well, Moncada out of the lineup yesterday with a leg injury. He came back when they were in Chicago, hit a couple big home runs for him. But smart play here, just punching the ball down the line. And as long as you keep that ball on the grass where it does not hit that lip, it'll stay fair. That's probably one of the shorter doubles in Major League Baseball history.
Also, they had 4 outfielders. I'm surprised that more people don't do this. The whole left side of the infield was open. Now the Yankees would say, great, he didn't hit a home run. But now they're second and third. So here's Garcia.
That's the trade-off.
Yeah.
Moncada's hit a couple of booming home runs to dead center against the Yankees in Chicago. So, okay, there's 2 outs. We'll face this guy. We'll take our chances. That's the bet on the Yankee side.
Grounded foul. So 0-2. Third inning, second and third. 2 men out, no score. Garcia with a fly ball to left in the first inning. Still has an 0-2 count. Swing and a miss. Tyone works out of trouble. No runs a hit. 2 men left on base. We go to the bottom of the third. Nothing.
So you're recalibrating and reconnecting to the environment.
Seeing yourself as an artist, legitimate and genuine, can be transformational.
For the best audio entertainment and storytelling, Audible.
Introducing the all-new Infiniti QX60. Take on your wild world in style.
I love my new home. I always wanted a house with historic architecture, but it might be too Victorian.
Gosh, interesting hemline on those pants.
Yes, I do believe they're called pants.
Pardon me.
No.
Pardon me.
At least Geico makes bundling my home and car insurance easy. I save so much.
I have come to call upon...
Just text me. Well, I'm heading up.
It's a ghost.
For bundling made easy, go to geico.com.
It's called self-care.
Malama is to cherish and protect the reefs, the fish, the birds, the winds, and the land. Giving back That's something that lasts generations.
Learn how you can Malama Hawaii at gohawaii.com/malama.
Stream out-of-market regular season games live or on demand, plus MLB Big Inning and select pregame and postgame coverage. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details. Well, the Yankees won that bet with the shift against Moncada. He picked up a double, a push bunt, and they got the strikeout of Garcia, so it worked out for them. Trevino will lead off against Johnny Cueto. Popped up on the right side. Sheets gives it a look. It's out of play. Now, Paul, you'll love this. I believe that somehow you are writing Aaron Boone's material because, you know, you get Welcome Home Dinner yesterday. I'm the host with John Sterling and Susan Waldman. So every time one of us comes up to the microphone, they put a picture up of us.
Mm-hmm.
So they put a picture up like when I first started in radio. So that's like, you know, a long time ago. And we're in the elevator leaving the event, and Boone's there. He goes, when was that picture taken? I said, I don't know, 30, 31 years ago. He goes, wow, have you gotten old?
See that?
I said, well, who doesn't get old in 31 years, Aaron? I don't understand. He goes, yeah, not that you look bad now, but boy, you look different.
That's all. That was a compliment, though. You look better, right, Michael?
Yeah, right. I just heard your voice as he was saying it. Fouled away. That's not the picture they showed. No.
Now look at that guy, huh?
That is a sloppy guy.
Comb over with the aviators.
Wait, I wasn't losing my hair. Comb over. Right back to Cueto. He knocks it down, scrambles after it, and gets Trevino.
Like a Top Gun picture there almost, right? That movie's back now.
That's right. Top Gun Maverick. Did you also notice the chest rug?
I saw it.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was key back then.
I haven't seen something like that since Austin Powers, Michael.
Back to the top of the order, and DJ LeMahieu. Robbed of a base hit, diving play by the first baseman, Sheets. Who's going to end up in right field, but Sheets had other ideas. Swing and a miss. No, Cueto takes a stroke. That was a El Tiante right there.
Yeah, a little twist.
Look at my number, 47. What would that do to you as a hitter, Paul?
Well, it gets in your head as guessing what he's going to do. If he's going to come straight forward, if he is going to turn. So it is deception, but it also is kind of a guessing game in a long count. How many different deliveries you see?
Right back to Cueto. 2 away.
Yeah, it surprises me, Coney, that you said before break a couple innings ago that a lot of those times you thought about it right before the pitch. It's not like you plan these things out. It's just it becomes so natural for you, I assume, as a pitcher.
Yeah, he's got both down. He can hesitate and quick pitch you, so it's a 1-2 punch for Cueto. See that last pitch there? He just kind of quick pitched DJ and got him jammed on the inside corner.
Mm-hmm.
Here's Judd, single through the left side of the infield in the first inning. And a strike. You know, the dearth of pitching in baseball, you were almost surprised that Cueto was a free agent until the first week of April. And aren't there teams that could have used him?
Teams that could use him right now. The
Yep.
White Sox are pretty happy that he's part of their rotation right now. As you said, Michael, he's still got plenty of arm speed. We talk about it a lot. With hitters, it's bat speed. With pitchers, it's arm speed. And 94 miles an hour on the top end today so far from Cueto. And certainly all the tricks, too, in the bag.
Two and two.
You think about Cueto, Paulie, you were trying to put his career into context. He's all over the top 10 list in active pitchers, active starters. Up and away and right off the mask of Grandal there. He had Tommy John surgery in 2018, so maybe he does have a lot more left in the tank.
Line drive, a base hit. So the tee-out move did not throw off Judge. He's now 2 for 2.
Well, again, you get in a long count and you've seen a couple different deliveries, then you start to worry about it. But still, it goes back to location. I mean, this ball right down the middle, not a lot of break on it. Good major league hitter like Aaron Judge that's swinging the bat well. He's going to hit it hard.
See that off
Love
the
the
end.
super shot.
Yeah, off the end of the
Love
bat a
the
bit.
super shot.
Rizzo pops it up. And that'll do it. Ending the third. We go to the fourth.
Hey boys! What's going on? How you guys doing? So we're gonna play. What puzzle?
This one.
We're good. We're in.
We did it.
Oh, we got it. Yay! I love you. Give me pound. Give me pound.
One shake and cats come running.
Found matches.
So be careful what you shake.
Run away!
Temptation's cat treats. All it takes is a shake.
Look closely at a wolf, into his eyes. You've seen him before. He's your dog. A wolf in the wild shares many traits with your canine. None more than a desire for meat. That's why there's Blue Wilderness, a food created to provide the protein-rich meat your dog loves. Feed the wolf that lives inside your dog with Blue Wilderness.
The New York Yankees are ready for showtime.
It is indeed time for baseball.
And Yes has your VIP access to all the action.
They're fun to watch.
Witness the power.
Oh, what a shot! Wow!
Of the pinstripes.
He has been filthy.
As the Bronx Bombers chase down a 28th championship. It's your Yes Pass to Yankees baseball. Yankees, Orioles. Coverage starts tomorrow at 6 on Yes and the Yes app.
Well, fans, due to the rainout on Friday, May 6th, the Yankees have rescheduled their annual Star Wars celebration for Wednesday, May 25th, when they take on the Orioles. There'll be a special Star Wars theme for the game, and the first 18,000 guests in attendance are going to receive a special Yankees Yoda bobblehead. Tickets are going fast, so make sure you get yours today for the rescheduled Star Wars night at Yankees.com. We go to the fourth inning, 0-0. First game of a doubleheader between the Yankees and the White Sox. Robert leads off. On a day like this, David, does a pitcher run out of gas earlier because of the heat?
With a few long innings early, yes, you can. You certainly pay attention to long pitches or innings where you do have a lot of pitches. I think Tyone is really tailor-made for these types of games because of his control. And only 4 walks on the year. He's among the league leaders in pitches per at-bat, fewest pitches per at-bat, in the top 5 in that category. So he's not messing around.
On a hot night like this or a hot day like this, did you used to change your uniform top? every inning?
Change my undershirt underneath, yes. I'd have them ready to go. Good day for a bucket of ice, too, and whatever's in there.
2-2.
Michael, these were the hot days that Coney, your face, I can still remember walking by, just beat red. And I always thought, well, maybe he's rubbing his glove up against it or something while he's pitching. No, you were just beat red because it was hot and you were pitching.
What a play by LeMahieu. Played it to the side, backhanded it, got the short hop, and got Robert.
You can see the Yankees do not shift as much, especially against right-handed batters, but against Robert they did, and it pays off. DJ's right in the perfect spot. The algorithm wins again.
I'd say the one thing you don't want in baseball as an infielder is the in-between hop. You would love to be able to charge the ball or stay back to make it easy for yourself as a fielder. That was a much tougher play than it looked. DJ LeMahieu with an in-between hop. Backhanded, stabbed it. Good play.
Oh, 2 on Abreu. He struck out looking in the second inning. We're in the fourth. 0-0. Yankees have 3 hits against Cueto and a push bunt double for the White Sox against Taillon. 1-2.
Quietly, DJ LeMahieu's had such a solid defensive year this year. I mean, spectacular at third base when he's there. As Paul said, just a really nice play. We know his pedigree at second base.
That one's looped into right field. It's a base hit. So Abreu picks up a 1-out single. Got to bring up Pollock.
Well, we talked about Abreu and how much of a force in this lineup he has been in the past, and he's gotten off to a tough start. It looks like things are starting to turn around. Big 3-run homer yesterday off of Cortez. Another hit today. Tony La Russa knows that this team, not scoring runs, needs Abreu to be a big force in the middle of this lineup.
.44 pitches, 32 strikes. It's a good formula on a hot day.
Line drive, a base hit to left field. Abreu advances to second, and the White Sox have runners on first and second, 1 out.
Pollock, a good swing there. Sinker that was kind of up in the strike zone. Not a lot of movement when it gets up there, and he just hammers it to left field. And, Pollock's one of those guys that all of a sudden he kind of resurfaces, and you're like, you know what? He's been around in the game 11 years. He was part of the 2020 World Series team with the Dodgers. An all-star player and a Gold Glove winner, so he's had a pretty successful career.
Foul back. Oh, 2 on the check swing.
Coney, another thing that cutter does, if it's thrown correctly, in on a lefty or in on a righty from a lefty, is you can get ground balls with it too, and it gives him an opportunity in situations like this. If you could throw that good cutter to get a little jam shot ground ball.
Just got a piece. 0-2 still.
If you think about it, Paul, the velocity and the tight little break on a cutter from a right-handed pitcher to a left-handed batter just goes away from the barrel. That's the beauty of it. You're chasing the handle. You're trying to get off the sweet spot, and if thrown properly, it's exactly what it does.
1-2. Line drive, it's a base hit to right field. Stanton will fire to second. No, it goes all the way to third. Scoring easily is Abreu, so it's an RBI single for Grandal. Pollock moves to third, and it's the first run on the board. White Sox lead 1-0.
Well, it was the cutter in, but it was kind of up in the strike zone. You get this ball down, you got a chance to get a ground ball. You see it's kind of belled high. Grandal gets jammed, but strong enough to drive it into right field. Put the White Sox ahead.
Sheets with a foul ball, 0-1. 3 straight singles here in the 4th inning, and the White Sox have a run. Yankees 4-1 against the White Sox this year, and they've outscored them coming into this game 39-20. White Sox pitchers have a 7.98 ERA against the Yanks. 0-2, but so far Cueto pitching against those numbers. Grounded foul. White Sox have won 10 of their last 17. But as we mentioned earlier, a lot of starts and stops with them. They haven't gotten off on the run that they're expecting. Now they've got some injured players too, like Eloy Jimenez, who's so important to them. Some big pitchers also out. Lance Lynn was such a rock for them. One and two. Now this is the type of inning you were talking about.
It is, and it really comes down to how you're going to go about putting away left-handed hitters when you get up in the count. Taillon's got a high-spin curveball, hasn't really established it as of yet. I always viewed, Paulie, the cutter as more of a middle count pitch to try to speed up the bat, get him to pull it foul, maybe get a jam shot ground ball. But with 2 strikes, the best swing and miss pitch in Taillon's arsenal, I think, might be his curveball.
There it was.
Again, to get that swing and a miss or something, that cutter, curveball, whatever, especially against lefties, the ball needs to be down and in. When it stays up belled high, you know, lefties can get a piece of it. Down and in, lefties love the low pitch, but if you could get it down and in out of the strike zone, you get a lot of swing and misses.
They're making Taillon work. Pollock is at third, Grandal at first. 1 man out, 1 run in, 1-0 White Sox, top of the 4th. Just off the plate. Trevino held it there.
With a tough pitch to take with 2 strikes if you're Sheets, but got away with it.
Rizzo holds Grandal at first. Pollock is at third. Swing and a miss, struck him out. Dialed it up to 97 to get the strikeout, 2 away.
Not only 97, but located extremely well. After Sheets took that one just off the plate, they go right back out there again. This one's on the corner and right on by.
This trip almost seems like it's more about let's give him a little bit of a blow after throwing so many pitches. I don't think he has to go over how to pitch to Adam Engel.
Yeah, that's probably a good call, Michael, in terms of just making sure everybody's on the same page. Certainly the middle infielders as well. They can go probably more to a shift here defensively, or now that the double play is not a factor, you can kind of manipulate your defense a little more if you want. The Yankees have shifted less against right-handed batters this year, really predominantly all year long, with the exception of a few pull-type hitters.
There's a strike, 0-1. And the pitch. Swings at the slider, 0-2.
Excellent depth to that slider.
Engel lined out sharply to Canapalefa in the third. One and two. Swing and a miss. Another slider. So a strikeout of Sheets and Engel gets him out of further trouble. Who's coming up for the Yankees? Take a look at Rizzo, Stanton, Donaldson. Yankees down 1-0 coming into the bottom of the fourth.
At Domino's, you can get more than just your favorite pizza. You can get specialty chicken, savory pastas, oven-baked Parmesan bread bites, molten lava crunch cakes, and yes, medium 2-topping pizzas as well. Carry out any 2 or more mix-and-match items for $5.99 each or get them delivered for $6.99 each.
Our stylists are trained to understand the nuances of cutting men's hair. Less pomp, more adore, huh, Brittany?
Square face, wavy hair.
Mid-fade with a textured top. Finish it off with a hard part and taper that neckline, coach.
Cowlick, what's the move? It's not just all about hard work here.
Hit all. 7. Pressure. Point. Yeah.
It takes expertise to be a Sport Clip stylist.
Here?
That's a spot. Right there, huh?
Sport Clips, the pros in men's hair.
The word malama translates to taking care. We malama the land that feeds us. All of that energy that's being put in the ground gets transferred into food. It allows us as a people to thrive as well.
Learn how you can malama Hawaii at gohawaii.com/malama.
Summer's here, and with a great deal on a new Toyota, you can go out and do all the things that make summer, well, summer. Like go biking, glamping, pony rides, Mother's Day, scavenger hunts.
Found it!
Off-roading! Woohoo!
Get 1.75% APR financing for 48 months on the fuel-efficient 2022 Highlander or Highlander Hybrid. Plus, every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, our no-cost service plan.
Your summer starts here.
Toyota, let's go places.
Well, we go to the bottom of the fourth inning. Stanton, Donaldson, and Hicks are going to lead it off. So Cueto has pitched very well so far in his first start, and this one he has 9 shutout innings where he's allowed 5 hits. So his first start was May 16th at Kansas City. And now this is start number 2, and he has held the Yankees scoreless through 3. Stanton will start it off. Off the end of the bat foul. One and one.
Cueto kind of pitches off of his slider now in terms of analyzing his repertoire. 19 sliders today, 14 sinkers.
2 and 1. Donaldson on deck. The 2-1. Popped up. Fighting the sun was Harrison. He puts it away. Out number 1.
You saw Harrison see that ball, and he stayed low on it. Once you see it, you don't move that eye angle, and you say he stays down. You don't want to raise up and lose that ball into the sun.
So here's Donaldson, lined out sharply to Moncada in the first inning. 1-0. One. Yankees have won 9 straight series, so if they get 1 win in this doubleheader, it will be 10 straight. And they're 10-1-1 in series this year. They're 11-2 in series openers, and that helps win series when you can take the first one, especially the 4-game sets they've been playing. Two and 2. The only series they lost was in the middle of April against the Orioles, and the one that they split was a 4-game set against Toronto. Everyone else has been a win. That's why they're 29-10. High fly ball, deep left field. Going back, Pollock. He's on the track. He'll make the play for out number 2.
That's what Cueto does. He just gets you out in front a little bit, behind in front, just because of the timing of Josh Donaldson's leg kick. Hit the ball solid, but just a little bit out in front, kind of reaching for it, and didn't get the carry to get the ball out of the ballpark.
So here's Aaron Hicks. Hicks blooped a single to left field in the second inning. Batting from the left side, 3 infielders on the right side. 1-0. Hicks is trying to work out of a terrible slump. Came into this game with just 3 hits in his last 40 at-bats.
I think Aaron Hicks came into this season with such high expectations, talking about I want to run, I want to get 30 stolen bases, possibly 30-30, and then, you get off to a tough start, and you just feel, we talked about it from a team aspect, but also from a personal aspect as a hitter, you just feel like you're digging yourself out of a hole to try to get back to the numbers you're accustomed to looking at.
Two and one on Hicks. White Sox 1, Yankees nothing. Bottom of the fourth. First game of a doubleheader, straight doubleheader here on a Sunday in New York City. Isaiah Kanafalefa is on deck. Three and one.
A little different pace to these 4 innings than yesterday's game, I would say.
Drill to right field. Fair ball. It's a tie game. Foul ball.
Again, Donaldson out in front, the last hitter. And Hicks right here, just out in front. Hooked the ball foul.
And that'll do it as Hicks goes down looking. Yankees go down in order.
I love my new home. I always wanted a house with historic architecture, but it might be too Victorian.
Gosh, interesting hemline on those. Pants?
Yes, I do believe they're called pants.
Pardon me.
No.
Pardon me.
At least Geico makes bundling my home and car insurance easy. I save so much.
I have come to call upon...
Just text me. Well, I'm heading up.
It's a ghost.
For bundling made easy, go to geico.com.
It's called self-care.
Core Power helps you recover and build lean muscle, fueled by 26 grams of high-quality protein to give your body what it needs when it needs it. Core Power.
Introducing the all-new Infiniti QX60. Take on your wild world in style.
On a hot, steamy Sunday afternoon in New York City, baseball on tap for two. Jameson Taillon has been dealing. So is Johnny Cueto. Cueto's held the Yankees to no runs. The White Sox have gotten one off of Taillon. And that's where we stand in the first game of this doubleheader. White Sox 1 and the Yankees nothing as we go to the fifth. Time for the Toyota game recap. Toyota, let's go places. 0-3-0 for the Yanks, 1-4-0 for the White Sox. And let's see, Grandal with the RBI single in the fourth inning. I think they took an out away from Cueto. That's 4 innings for Johnny Cueto, not 3 2/3. So we go to the fifth inning. Both pitchers have been pitching well in extraordinary conditions where it's very hot and very humid here at the stadium. Count 0-2 on Harrison. 9-1-2 in the White Sox order.
Yeah, we mentioned before the game, obviously the Yankees hit right before the game with another COVID outbreak as Kyle Higashioka on the COVID list now. So Rob Brantley's going to probably catch the second game.
Ground ball to LeMahieu. one away. I think it kind of took the Yankees by surprise because before the game, Meredith asked about Gallo, and Aaron Boone said, you know, he's feeling under the weather yesterday. He's feeling better today, and we'll get him in there for the second game. And then right before the game, it was announced that he had tested positive for COVID.
One of the advantages of having your affiliates close enough by to if when something like this happens, you can get them here. You can hop in a car and drive here from Scranton.
Fouled away, 0-2.
You know, kind of jumping into a car and driving is not always the most fun. But, boy, when you jump in a car and you're heading back to the major leagues, you can't wait to get into that car, right?
And there's a tip into the glove of Trevino as Moncada goes down on strikes.
Well, all of a sudden, Jameson Taillon is finding everything.
Up and away to Garcia, 1-0. Garcia 0 for 2, fly ball to left and a strikeout. Big strikeout in the third, second and third, 2 outs. So Taillon got a big K there, and he struck out 2 in the fourth with runners on first and third with 1 out. So he has stepped up for sure in the sweaty moments in this game.
He's always gotten really high quality spin on his breaking stuff, both his curve and his slider. Well above average.
2-1. Three and one. And the pitch. Fouled away, 3-2. 2 outs here in the fifth inning, nobody on. White Sox lead the Yankees 1-0.
Let's go right after him time. I mean, this was one of the Mel Stoudemire's pet peeves. They're 2-out walks. You're 1 pitch away from getting out of the inning. The last thing you want to do is walk a guy. So it's challenge city right here. Throw a strike.
Ground ball, LeMahieu. And a 1-2-3 inning for Taillon and the Yankees. White Sox go down in order. We're halfway through. It's 1-0 Chicago.
Summer is here, and with an exciting new Toyota, you can go climbing, paddleboarding, mountain biking, zip lining, camping.
How about napping?
Of course. Sorry, I'll keep it down.
Get 1.75% APR financing for 48 months on the fuel-efficient 2022 RAV4 or RAV4 Hybrid. Plus, every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, our no-cost service plan.
Your summer starts here.
Toyota, let's go places.
We'd like to dedicate the next 5 seconds to fresh portobellos. And all the other seconds to peppers, onions, and Swiss. Because fresh ingredients make a sub above.
Hi, babe. Let's play some Cake Monster.
Wow, 5 stars!
5 stars!
I don't know if we've ever seen this play.
Showing heart, courage.
If the Yankees are going to turn this thing around, that guy's going to be right in the middle of it. There is life on the Yankee bench.
Swing and a miss. Tony down on strikes. Oh, what a play. For a second. Got it. High drive. Left field. That ball's going to go.
Well, you talk about style and charisma on the mound. I was 12 years old in the 1975 World Series in Boston, and that guy was doing that kind of stuff. Paulie, I never forgot it. I went right out in the backyard, and I was doing that. I was trying to copy this guy. Everybody's got their sweet spot, right? 12 years old in that series against the Reds. I fell in love with Louis Tion. Just remarkable style on the mound.
19 big league seasons, 3-time All-Star, 2-time AL ERA leader, and 420 win seasons. Yeah, pretty good. Bottom third of the order for the Yankees.
Had a little bit of the Bronx creep back into you there, didn't it?
Lita, yeah. It's in there.
Oh, I've seen it.
Comes out in many ways.
Yes.
So I just got information that is really, really important, and I want to clarify something. You know, we were told that both Gallo and Higashioka were placed on the COVID IL and assumed that they had tested positive. They did not. They have not tested positive. They have symptoms, and you're allowed to put them on the COVID IL if they have symptoms. So that's really good news. And maybe they just have a cold. Who knows? But they have not tested positive. So I want to accentuate that. They are on the COVID IL list, but a positive test has not come back.
Up-to-date news there, Michael.
Yeah.
Right off the press, huh?
Two and two. And that's something to be concerned about because players are around players, so that's a good note to give you.
Yes, the clarification is very important because the hoops you have to jump through to get back off of that list are much different if you have a positive test in hand.
2-2. 3-2. Grounded softly to third. Moncada. One away. Well, there's a great feature story on Cueto from my good friend Jeff Passan at ESPN. And in it, he says that Cueto, who's a fun-loving guy, has repurposed an old ambulance. And there it is right there. He has 54 speakers on the ambulance. I think he's got it parked right outside the stadium.
Need a couple subwoofers to go with that many speakers, huh?
Wow.
Yeesh. You want the bomba. You want to dance with the big G.
Be great to play the Mr. Softy theme.
Yeah.
Everybody would hear it. For anybody who grew up in New York City, I don't even know if David and Paul could appreciate it. When you heard the Mr. Softy theme, you would start to salivate, and you'd start screaming to your mom and dad to throw down money. You know, we lived in an apartment building, and they throw down quarters or wherever from the 8th floor, but Mr. Softy, that was the deal. I still hear that song, and there's just things happen in your brain.
One of the great Larry David episodes, right, on Curb Your Enthusiasm that featured the Mr. Softy.
There's a bunt. Now, it's either a foul ball or it hit him in fair territory where he'd be out.
That's what Grandal wants to do. He wants to get a check and see. And La Russa's thinking the same thing that you just said, Michael.
Yeah, this is all about if it hits him in the batter's box. We'll take a look here.
Ooh, it's hard to see where it got him. If it got him at all.
It looked like it just grazed the jersey, and if it's that late.
Well, that definitely got him on the leg there.
Yeah, might be out of the batter's box by that point.
Well, the umpires leave it be. The 1-2. High fly ball, right field, angle back. He's on the track in front of the wall, and he makes the play for the second out.
One of the better swings the Yankees have had all day, and you don't think that hitters know exactly if they get them. This ball went right to the fence. But look at this reaction. I know I just missed it.
Had a shot there of Chad Green. And Aaron Boone revealed today that he is going to indeed have Tommy John surgery, which is, awful news for Chad and for the Yankees. Such a great teammate. He's been such a solid pitcher for all these years. And you mentioned this yesterday, David. He's going to be a free agent at the end of the year. Very costly injury in many ways.
Still hard to figure out. Is it something that kind of gradually happens, or was it one pitch? He was fine, and then he wasn't fine. It was heartbreaking. Timing of it and everything. And as I said, he's been a rock for the Yankees for several years.
Over the head of Cueto, fielded there by Garcia, and it's booted. So Trevino will reach.
Yeah, Garcia trying to come across in front of Harrison, and just forgot to get the baseball. Went under his glove. Harrison, no chance at that point.
It was more booted by Harrison. You're right. It went under the glove of Garcia. Wow. They gave him a hit. Wow. Good for Jose Trevino. Here is LeMahieu. And a strike.
Boy, the more you watch Cueto, the more you think that the Chicago White Sox might have really found something. I mean, obviously, you talk about Lance Lynn being out of the pitching rotation. But, they also had to fill a void. They lost Carlos Rodon over the offseason to the Giants. He was 13-5 last year, an all-star. So, you've got to replace pitching. I mean, Coney, when you come into a season and lose one of your star pitchers, at some point, somebody's going to have to come up from the minor leagues, or you're going to have to sign somebody to fill that void.
He kind of looks like he always has, really. I mean, he never was a big-time flamethrower.
1-2 on LeMahieu.
He made his debut all the way back in April of 2008 when he was 22 years old, and at that time, his fastball averaged about 94-ish in that category. He was never a mid to upper 90s guy. He always mixed it up. He always had style, knew how to pitch. Kind of throwing the same way, maybe 1 or 2 clicks slower on average on his fastball, but still plenty of arm speed.
Grounded to short. And that'll do it here in the 5th. 5 strong innings for Johnny Cueto. We go to the 6th. It's 1-0 Chicago.
At Domino's, you can get more than just your favorite pizza. You can get specialty chicken, savory pastas, oven-baked Parmesan bread bites, molten lava crunch cakes, and yes, medium 2-topping pizzas as well. Carry out any 2 or more mix-and-match items for $5.99 each or get them delivered for $6.99 each.
The pursuit of prey. It's an instinctual behavior shared by a lynx in the wild and your cat. and nothing drives them more than a desire for meat. That's why there's Blue Wilderness, created with a single purpose, to satisfy a cat's craving for meat. Feed the wild spirit that lives inside your cat with Blue Wilderness.
Alexa, turn on Fire TV.
Play the Pyro Show.
Drop down to that left elbow.
I want the puff balls to be really,
Rewind video.
big.
Find dog training videos.
Call Tia Flor.
Pause video.
Roar, you won't leave me.
Restart video.
Alexa, it's time for bed.
Some of the players we've seen throughout the years with this rivalry, the Hall of Famer Frank Thomas, didn't make the Hall of Fame, but boy, was he a good player. Tino Martinez, Harold Baines, he's in the Hall. Number retired by the Sox. Paul O'Neill is going to have his number retired by the Yankees. Not too bad. These teams have been playing each other for a very long time. 1-0 as we go to the sixth inning. The Yankees and the White Sox, first game of a doubleheader here in the Bronx.
You know, you always like to compare guys of your generation to, you know, the past, because that's kind of what baseball is. And you see that picture of Frank Thomas, and, you know, I was just looking through some of his stats. 7 straight seasons, 300 average, 100 RBIs, and 100 walks. 7 times.
Nice backhand by Connor Falefa, and he gets Robert.
Which is the only person in history to do that. And then to put it into context, I mean, the next, Lou Gehrig and Ted Williams are second with only 4 seasons. So, I mean, that's just the type of hitter. And I was going to ask Coney, how'd you fare against the Big Hurt?
He was so good. He's a 5 true hitter, not a 3 true hitter. He's a 5 true hitter. He can do it all. High on base percentage, walked, hit for a high average, power.
Abreu fouls it back.
He jumped out of the way. If you threw a fastball in the inside corner, Paulie, he jumped back out of the way more than anybody I ever saw. He worked the umpire better than anybody I ever saw.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like flopping in basketball, right? I mean, he would flop at the plate.
I remember in right field, he would jump out. I mean, he wanted the ball away. I mean, big, tall guy, wanted to extend his arms. So he wanted to appear that everything was inside. He wanted the ball out over the plate. And, boy, if he got it, it didn't matter what part of the ballpark. He didn't miss it.
The large man.
The 1-0. One and one, as Bill Miller, the crew chief, said he did not go. Now, no, check that 2-0, as he did not go. Hit shortly and backhanded by Donaldson. He sets and fires. 2 outs.
You see Abreu kind of shaking that hand. That ball must have got in on him a little bit. But Donaldson, I tell you what, he is, to me, played a pretty consistent defense at third base so far this year. He has been DHing at times, but he looks active. I mean, he looks energetic. He looks like, you know, that he can still play the position. And, you know, he's done a good job so far for the Yankees.
Pollock pops it up. Rizzo makes the play for the final out of a 1-2-3 inning. Taillon's retired 8 in a row.
Carbon. For the last 14 billion years, carbon has been a driving force for just about everything in the universe. And now, it's a driving force in golf. Introducing Stealth, with a carbon face for better energy transfer and more ball speed. Welcome to the Carbonwood age. TaylorMade.
Few of us will ever dive so deep into our cars, but those who do venture down into the nuts and bolts.
You have to give all of yourself when you do something, and that's when you do your best.
For the best audio entertainment and storytelling, Audible.
One shake and cats come running.
Found matches.
So be careful what you shake.
Run away!
Temptation's cat treats. All it takes is a shake.
I don't know if we've ever seen this play.
Showing heart, courage.
If the Yankees are going to turn this thing around, that guy's going to be right in the middle of it. There is life on the Yankee bench.
Swinging and a miss. Tony down on strikes. Oh, what a play. For a second. Got it. High drive. Left field. That ball's going to go. Aaron Judge will lead off the bottom of the sixth inning. Yankees down 1-0 in the first game of this doubleheader. Each team with 4 hits. It'll be Judge, Rizzo, and Stanton against the seemingly ageless Johnny Cueto. By the way, a 7-pitch 1-2-3 inning for Jameson Taillon. And we did some research. David, you did well against the Big Hurt. He only hit .222 against you, 1 home run and 51 plate appearances.
It's not a small sample size.
No, that's a lot.
He didn't like Laredo, Paulie. He didn't like it when you dropped down. He wouldn't like facing Johnny Cueto.
So Judge 2 for 2. He has half the Yankees' hit output today. A couple of singles for Aaron Judge. White Sox have 3 infielders on the left side for Judge. Center fielder Robert shades toward right center. Bottom of the 6th inning. So 3 strikeouts and 1 walk for Cueto. He's thrown 76 pitches. So far in the bigs this year, 11 innings, 10 strikeouts and 3 walks, and has not allowed a run. And as Paul mentioned, I mean, this could be some find for the Chicago White Sox. Now Cueto taking a stroll on the mound, and Sheets is going to check out what's wrong. Something seems like it's up.
Really had a lot of twisting and hesitation in that previous delivery. Take another look here.
Yeah, something wasn't great there. A lot of people on the mound. He's kind of standing on the back side of it. And it could be a hydration issue.
Cramping up.
Now, in your experience, Paul, if you feel as if you're cramping up, would drinking water like that solve it, or it doesn't happen that quick?
You know, I never thought that was like, hey, you have a drink of water and it goes away. I think that, you know, as much as you're sweating on a day like this, it can creep up on you. But yeah, you try to just continually drink throughout the game. I mean, just chugging water at the time that something starts to hurt. That never did it.
Yeah, it's too late. The hydration comes during the day, the night before.
Coney, I thought you and Boomer hydrated a lot the day after pitching.
Well, yeah,
that the night before.
Guilty as charged.
I mean, Boomer wrote a book about that. He hydrated before the perfect game.
Sort of like the old Jackie Gleason line, you know. I would never recommend my lifestyle to anybody else, but it sure worked for me.
So Cueto's going to stay in. 2-0 count on Judge. And a strike.
You know, I would think that Aaron Judge, you know, is flat-footed and standstill he is as a hitter. You know, all the antics of Cueto would not bother him nearly as much as a lot of guys that have a timing like a leg kick or a sway or something where, you know, Aaron Judge, Big Stanton, I mean, they you know, they kind of hit flat-footed and there's not a lot of movement, so they can basically just wait.
He's got a cramp. He takes a little break, gets a drink, and comes back and paints two, and then a slider on the black.
Did he go? Yes, he did, said Bill Miller. Crowd doesn't like it. I don't think Judge likes it.
Well, it's a tough check swing, but it's a tough pitch also. A slider just off the outside corner. And yeah, I think he did. As strong as Aaron Judge is, once you commit, very tough to stop the barrel of the bat.
Yep, that's too far.
Here's Rizzo, pitch up and away, 1-0. (2-0) on Rizzo. He started off 2-0 on Judge and came back. Goes to the rosin bag a lot. Obviously, hands probably sweating on a day like this, trying to get somewhat of a grip. 3-0.
Coney, I don't remember you, especially on hot days like this. I mean, if the heat's affecting you and you've got a black jersey on, you also have long sleeves on. It's like your body can't breathe. You can't get cool.
Sometimes the sleeves help with the sweat.
Mm-hmm.
And he walks Rizzo on 4 pitches. Second time that Rizzo has walked against Cueto. And that brings up Stanton. Stanton's 0 for 2. Check swing, foul ball, 0-1. Pitching coach Ethan Katz going to get somebody up in the bullpen.
Well, you're starting to see those shadows with a 3 o'clock game before this, the next couple innings. It's going to come into play, not to this point, but as long as that sun stays out, it's going to become tougher for the hitters.
The lights have been on since the very first pitch, although they really have not been needed. And again, Cueto, another trip to the rosin bag. 1-2 on Stanton. Matt Foster, we saw him yesterday. 1-0 White Sox over the Yankees, bottom of the 6th. Swing and a miss. Missed that by about a foot. Stanton goes down on strikes for the second time against Cueto. He's 0 for 3. All right, it's time for the trivia question. Johnny Cueto is one of 5 pitchers to start a game at the old Yankee Stadium and pitch in a Major League Baseball game this season. Who are the other 4? So here's Josh Donaldson. And he pops it up. Coming in is Engel. Makes the call and the catch for the final out of the 6th. Strong 6 innings for Cueto. We go to the 7th. 1-0 White Sox.
Few of us will ever dive so deep into our cars, but those who do venture down into the nuts and bolts.
You have to give all of yourself when you do something, and that's when you do your best.
For the best audio entertainment and storytelling, Audible.
I love my new home. I always wanted a house with historic architecture, but it might be too Victorian.
Gosh, interesting hemline on those. Pants?
Yes, I do believe they're called pants.
Pardon me.
No, pardon me. At least Geico makes bundling my home and car insurance easy. I save so much.
I have come to call upon...
Just text me. Well, I'm heading up.
It's a ghost.
For bundling made easy, go to geico.com.
It's called self-care.
One shake and cats come running.
They're matches.
So be careful what you shake.
Run away!
Temptations cat treats. All it takes is a shake.
Just upon a smile.
Introducing the all-new Infiniti QX60. Take on your wild world in style.
This guy has seen better days, but that just shows how much he's loved. So we'll let sleeping bears lie.
The Roomba J7 Plus robot vacuum knows where to clean and where not to. iRobot, so you can human.
Answer to the trivia question. Johnny Cueto, one of 5 pitchers to start a game at the old Yankee Stadium and pitch in a Major League Baseball game this season. Who are the other 4?
Greinke, maybe?
Greinke would be a good guess.
I would think Justin Verlander's got to be in there. Huh?
Look at you. Ian Kennedy
Hey.
and Ali Perez. Johnny Cueto made 1 start in the old Yankee Stadium in 2008. The last year of the old ballpark. Grandal leads off the 7th inning against Tyone. There's a ground ball. Kind of Falefa makes the play. Boy, they are running up there and jumping on pitches early. The 6th inning was 1, 2, 3, and 7 pitches. So now it's 1 pitch, 1 out here in the 7th. He's just at 84, 20 of 24 first pitch strikes for the Yankee right-hander.
Sort of the catch-22 for hitters, right, Paul? You know this guy's filling up the strike zone. He's throwing all those first-pitch strikes. Do you start matching that aggressiveness or not? Kind of get you out of your game. You remember in the World Series, Greg Maddux did that to us in one of the first 2 games. And all that, he threw like 79 pitches, or one of those incredible low-pitch games in 9 innings that he had. And nobody wanted to let him get to 2 strikes, so we started swinging early and often, and there was nothing but ground ball after ground ball.
Yeah, I always thought that hitting off Greg Maddux, I mean, the best pitch you were going to see was probably the first pitch of the count, and then it just got wider and wider. There are certain guys you want to work the count, and there are certain guys that have total command of the strike zone that you don't want to get behind, and Greg Maddux is one of those guys, obviously.
Work fast, you throw strikes, you can get the hitters on the defensive.
Goes down on strikes. Ball gets away from Trevino, and he fires to Rizzo, so it's strikeout. 2-3, 2 away.
It's that finish pitch you were talking about, Paul, on the back foot right there. You get that breaking ball, that good spin down. You'll get a swing and miss right there. A lot of strikeouts in the dirt.
I mean, it's such a natural swing for a lefty just to drop the bat head, and especially in Yankee Stadium, that you will offer at that pitch so many times.
Taillon's retired 10 straight White Sox. And it started, this streak did, when they had runners on first and third and one out. Fly ball deep left field. On the run is Gonzalez, and it's over his head, and it'll go to the wall. Engel is at second. He'll stop right there, and he has a 2-out double.
Well, Gonzalez actually got a great jump on the ball and actually overran the ball and had to kind of reach back and didn't come up with it. The ball hit hard. So he gets there and actually overruns it and has to reach back. And when you reach back, you kind of lose sight of the ball. Didn't come up with it.
So Engel's at second. Here's Josh Harrison, ninth hitter in the order. Oh and 1. Third start in left field this season for Gonzalez. Fly ball, right center. Stanton's there to make the play. That's a strong 7 innings for Jameson Taillon. As the White Sox strand one at the end of 6.5, it's time for the 7th inning stretch. White Sox 1, Yankees nothing, but we'll stay right here as they honor America in the Bronx.
Ladies and gentlemen, will you rise and remove your caps? And please direct your attention to the area behind home plate as the New York Yankees welcome an honored military guest. United States Army Specialist Jaime Napoleoni, Jr. from Harlem, who served in Operation Enduring Freedom. The Yankees say thank you for your sacrifice and service to our nation. And now, ladies and gentlemen, Robert Merrill's rendition of God Bless America.
Summer's here, and with a great deal on a new Toyota, you can go out and do all the things that make summer, well, summer. Like go biking, glamping, pony rides, Mother's Day, scavenger hunts.
Found it!
Off-roading! Woohoo!
Get 1.75% APR financing for 48 months on the fuel-efficient 2022 Highlander or Highlander Hybrid. Plus, every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, our no-cost service plan.
Your summer starts here.
Toyota, let's go places.
Core Power helps you recover and build lean muscle, fueled by 26 grams of high-quality protein to give your body what it needs when it needs it. Core Power.
The right way to top a sub is with real red wine vinegar made from red grapes and no food coloring. And the right way to film it is in slow motion. Obviously. Because authentic ingredients make a sub above.
Malama Aina, to care for the land is an engagement between people and place. When we all Malama, there's nothing we can't change.
Learn how you can Malama Hawaii at gohawaii.com/malama.
Hi, Mom.
How are you, honey?
This is my favorite animal.
Oh, yes, an elephant.
I call these special trees. Ooh, a sun.
That's silly.
Yeah.
Well, fans, tomorrow night on Yes, the Yankees kick off a 3-game set with the Baltimore Orioles. Right here in the Bronx. Full pregame coverage begins at 6, and first pitch comes your way just after 7 on Yes, and streaming live on the Yes app. And remember, immediately following this game, watch Yankees postgame coverage on the Yes app, and the Game 2 postgame later tonight will be on Yes and the Yes app. Season highs for Taillon, 7 strikeouts in 7 innings, but the Yankees have yet to score for him as Hicks fouls the first pitch of the bottom of the 7th, straight back 0-1. So Aaron Hicks 1 for 2. And Johnny Cueto still on the mound dealing. Boy, both managers have to be thrilled. You do not want to empty the bullpen in the first game. So to get length out of your starter, it just makes the second game just seem like any other game.
Especially considering game 1 of the series where both bullpens were used extensively.
Well, some outing by Cueto, some outing by Taillon. They've both been really outstanding. White Sox have a run. The Yankees have 4 hits. They have not scored. The 1-1 to Hicks, foul back. Now, you would think, Paul, with that Tiant move and turning the back and the hesitation, that Hicks is a guy that could be affected because of the high leg kick.
Yeah, I mentioned it with Donaldson. He's got a big one. And, also Aaron Hicks. I mean, that big leg kick, there were certain times as a hitter that you would start your leg kick. And for me, it was always when the pitcher broke from the glove. And, with different deliveries, it makes it very hard to time it.
That one's line. Past Moncada into left field, and the second hit of the game for Hicks, and that has to be a great feeling for him. A leadoff single here in the bottom of the 7th.
I think Aaron Hicks is going to realize that he's going to have to come, little baby steps about hitting the ball the other way, slider away. That's the way you hit that ball as a left-handed hitter. Tons of power, but you don't always come out of slumps by hitting home runs. You got to start somewhere. See him out on his front foot a little bit, but kind of drags the bat through the zone and stays on it. Really nice balanced swing. Michael, I was just looking at Cueto because I remember him with the Cincinnati Reds, and he had some great years there. He was a 3-time Johnny Vandermeer Award winner, which is the best pitcher in the organization. Does that name mean anything to you, Michael?
Yeah,
Johnny Vandermeer?
two straight hitters. The only guy to do it.
Yeah, back to back. 1938, and the funny thing was, the story was,
line drive left field. It's a base hit for Kiner-Falefa as the Yankees finally getting to Cueto, first and second, nobody out.
Well, again, Kiner-Falefa continues to just hit line drives around the field, and good. And right here, setting up the Yankees to try to tie this game up. Another great at bat. Another slider with not a lot of bite on it, but he stays on it, lines it to left field. What I was saying, Michael, as you see Tony La Russa come out trying to make a pitching change here, is there was a lot of laughing about Vandermeer's back-to-back no-hitters because it's when they just started to mess around with putting lights in baseball. So a lot of people say the lights weren't the best in 1938.
They worked to his advantage, that's for sure. That's going to do it for Cueto as Tony La Russa, the veteran, makes the call to the bullpen, brought to you by Infinity. Yankees are set up, first and second, nobody out. They're down 1-0. So stick around as the Sox go to the pen, and Marwin Gonzalez will face off.
You have gotten better at this game. Okay, I think I'm gonna get it here.
Okay. Oh, really?
I'll lose anytime if I can see your victory dance. I have another meeting, but I will see you on Saturday. Have a good night. Probably.
Malama'aina is restoring the native forests. Reforestation is a wonderful way to give back to a place.
Learn how you can Malama Hawaii at gohawaii.com/malama.
Just upon a smile.
Introducing the all-new Infiniti QX60. Take on your wild world in style.
Like a child girl. Play that beat. Come on, babe, let me see you shake that, shake that. Yeah, let me see you shake that thing. Come on, babe, let me see you shake that, shake that. Yeah, let me see you shake that thing.
Back here at the stadium, the Yankees rallying, knocking Johnny Cueto out of the game with back-to-back singles to open up the bottom of the seventh. Cueto lasted 6. The 2 runners are his responsibility. He gave up 6 hits. He threw 95 pitches. And the White Sox will go to Joe Kelly. This is who the Yankees have on the bench. Gleyber Torres, Estevan Florial is the 27th man. You get an extra man you could call up because of a doubleheader. And Rob Brantley, who replaces Kyle Higashioka, who was put on the COVID IL before the game. So here's Joe Kelly. Kelly against Gonzalez. Sox expecting a bunt. Sheets in on the grass at first, but doesn't seem like the Yankees have any intention of doing that.
Well, Joe Kelly, good bullpen guy, but had all kind of problems in that Chicago series, Michael. We remember, hard thrower, had a good career, but boy, he had trouble with the Yankees in Chicago.
And again, they were coming in for the bunt as Gonzalez fouls it away. Kelly missed the first 27 games with a right biceps nerve injury and debuted last week. The Yankees saw him. He's been roughed up to start the season. He said he usually has 7 to 9 outings during spring training, but he only had 3 at AAA before coming up to Chicago. He said his pitch is at this point not playoff ready. He said not far off, but not crisp. The 0-2. Foul back. Last weekend against the Yankees, Paul, you remember this. 1 inning, 4 hits, 6 runs, 4 walks, and a strikeout.
Yeah, that's the night that we could not believe Tony La Russa left him in to face Anthony Rizzo with a lefty up in the bullpen, and then brought the lefty in to face Stanton. And the floodgates opened in that huge, I think it was an 8-run inning for the Yankees.
Hicks at second. Kanafalefa is at first. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Big strikeout for Kelly, getting Gonzalez.
It's a good breaking ball, but he stayed with the fastball after coming in. This ball kind of tails up and away, but at 99, not a lot of time to react for a hitter.
Well, the shadows, Paul, right between the pitcher's mound and home plate right now. And also to throw things off a little bit, the flags, the shadows of the flags over the grandstand behind home plate, they're kind of flapping right behind Joe Kelly.
Yeah, those kind of things irritate you. You're trying to concentrate on a baseball, and you've got flags blowing, you've got shadow, and it's not really the shadow. It's the bright, because you're in the darkness of the shadow, but you're looking out at a pitcher that's in the sunshine. So the ball does disappear somewhat when it hits that line of the shadow.
They have him picked off, and he is out. Hicks is out at second. A huge mistake as Harrison applied the tag.
Yeah, certain things you just can't do. Aaron Hicks trying to be aggressive and steal a base. In a 1-0 game, you're basically base to base and just hope you get the big hit.
And Harrison's right there the whole time, so it's almost like a first baseman holding on the runner.
Almost got by with the swing move, but still the tag was applied. So just like that, 2 outs. The strikeout and then the pickoff. So first and third, or first and second, nobody out. Now man on first with 2 outs. High drive down the left field line, but foul. Makes the second deck. Also, you notice something, Paul? He usually always wears glasses on the mound.
Mm-hmm. It changes luck a little bit, huh?
Runner goes. That one is tapped slowly up the first baseline. Grabbed by Kelly. They say it's a foul ball. He did not handle it cleanly, but it was on the foul side. Carlos Mendoza will check.
See if they touched it in fair territory, but obviously, Coney, as a pitcher, you want to grab this and try to get an easy out. Then he missed it and it hit his foot.
He's trying to make a play on it.
Mm-hmm.
Lucky it went foul.
LeMahieu was on deck. Runner goes. Fouled away again.
What looked like a promising inning. First and second, nobody out. A strikeout and a pickoff at second base. Potentially very deflating here, unless Trevino can come through with 2 outs here to keep it going and turn over the lineup.
Yeah, that's the big thing, Coney. If this does not end up with a base hit, you've taken the bat out of DJ LeMahieu's hand with a position to tie the game, and Aaron Hicks knows it. It's not something that, it's a secret. But, 1-0 game, you just don't take chances.
Runner goes again. Foul back again. alone with his thoughts. Picked off of second, carrying the tying run. And as Paul mentioned, no one feels worse than he does. Certainly doesn't make matters any better. Trevino trying to help him out. The 1-2 off the glove of Grandal as Kanafalefa advances to second.
This looks like a breaking ball that just got away. Yeah, and, you know, again, as tough as it is to hit, also catchers have trouble picking up the ball also with the spin. And it's all hitting is all about picking up the spin of the baseball. And when it gets into that shadow, it's kind of a blur.
Scored a pass ball, so again, the tying run now is in scoring position for Trevino with a 2-2 count. Just got a piece to stay alive.
Pitch number 9 about to be delivered. 5 knuckle curves in that sequence, along with 3 sinkers.
Well, looking for something else. Must have been looking for that knuckle curve as he looks at a fastball right down the middle. Weird inning for the Yankees. They strand one. We go to the 8th.
This guy has seen better days, but that just shows how much he's loved. So we'll let sleeping bears lie.
The Roomba J7 Plus robot vacuum knows where to clean and where not to. iRobot, so you can human.
Look closely at a wolf, into his eyes. You've seen him before. He's your dog. A wolf in the wild shares many traits with your canine. None more than a desire for meat. That's why there's Blue Wilderness, a food created to provide the protein-rich meat your dog loves. Feed the wolf that lives inside your dog with Blue Wilderness.
Hey boys! What's going on? How you guys doing? So we're gonna play what puzzle?
This one.
We're good, we're in.
We did it.
Oh, we got it! Yay! I love you. Give me pound, give me pound.
The New York Yankees are ready for showtime.
It is indeed time for baseball.
And Yes has your VIP access to all the action.
They're fun to watch.
Witness the power.
Oh, what a shot! Wow!
Of the pinstripes.
He has been filthy.
As the Bronx Bombers chase down a 28th championship. It's your Yes Pass to Yankees baseball. Yankees, Orioles. Coverage starts tomorrow at 6 on Yes and the Yes app.
Well, let's check out today's electric moment brought to you by Toyota. Let's go places.
Well, it was a good day on the mound for both starters as Jameson Taillon really got it going. Gave the Yankees a lot of length. 7 full innings pitched. Just what the doctor ordered. He's got his team right in the game. A 1-run game. He did his part. Did Jameson Taillon.
7 innings, 5 hits, just that 1 run, 1 walk, and 7 strikeouts. So 7 innings, 7 strikeouts, season highs. So his afternoon is done. They will go to Lucas Litke out of the bullpen. This will be the 14th game for Litke. You know, one quick note. The Yankees were one of 6 teams in the big leagues that had not had a runner picked off this season. They've had 2 picked off today. And they've taken a lot of pride in tightening it up. They're saying Aaron Boone uses his phrase, doing the little things so we can accomplish the big things. Well, the little things today did not go well, have not gone well. But the pitching has been a constant all year. Every single one of their starters. Inside to Moncada.
You know, just looking at Jordan Montgomery right there, just holding that baseball. Coney, do you know how many times you just hold that ball and try to figure out how to release it, how to make it spin, how to make it do what you want it to do?
One away.
It's a great Jim Bouton line in there somewhere, right? I mean,
you spend your whole life gripping this baseball, and then you realize it's the other way around.
I realize that now, yes. I'm obsessed with spin. I mean, it was my whole life, Paulie. It was how do I spin this? How do I make it move? Nestor's talking about his cutter grip there. That's what everybody wants to know. How are you throwing that thing? Four-seam grip, off center. That's what everybody asks Mariano Rivera when they see him. How did you hold that thing? There's more to it than how you hold it.
Now, to fill some of that, Jones, have you been taking spin classes? You're obsessed with spin.
Very nice, Michael. I see Coney with his bum hip on the Peloton bike every day.
I got some high-speed cameras at home, and I throw an orange into the couch, analyze the spin.
Very nice.
2-0 on Garcia. Well, the run came in the fourth inning. Otherwise, there's a lot of donuts up on that board. 1-0 White Sox. 2-1.
Kendall Graveman, the digger.
Two and two.
Well, one promising thing, Michael, is you look, they do have a good closer in Hendrick, but he has had all kind of trouble getting the Yankees out.
Oh, it's amazing. His ERA against the Yankees is about 6 runs higher than it is against every other team in the big leagues. Two. Grounded foul. You know, it's been a pretty good crowd for the first game when you consider that the people that bought tickets for today bought tickets for a 7 o'clock start. So they did come and take in most of the first game. At this point, a very nice crowd, and still there's more to come. You know, when you look at Litke's numbers so far this year, they do not measure up to last year. But I think the Yankees realize that it's been very uneven usage for him. And I think that's why the Yankees wanted to get him in again, because the more he pitches, the better he's going to be. He's proven that. But the top end of the Yankee bullpen's been so good, and the starters have pitched so well, there hasn't been much of a window or a lane for Lucas Litke. It's popped up. And Rizzo dekes everybody out as LeMahieu makes the play. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the New York Yankees and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the aforementioned New York Yankees.
It's all who has priority there. Anthony Rizzo, I'm right under it, but DJ LeMahieu as a second baseman called him off. A little better angle.
Wouldn't you allow the guy with the bigger glove to make the play, Paul?
I don't know. Anthony Rizzo's got some platinum and gold, but I guess DJ LeMahieu does pretty well at second base, too.
Yep, he's got 2 gold gloves at second. But Anthony does say, hold my beer, here's my platinum glove. That's for the best fielder, not just a position. The 0-1. 1-1. Left field. And Gonzalez will play it on a hop. Base hit for Robert.
Well, we've talked about Robert a little bit coming into this series, just how impressive he is as an athlete, and he's starting to really turn it around offensively. A little cutter from Litke gets in on his handle, but a nice level swing. Instead of a looping fly ball, you got a little line drive for a base hit.
Here's Jose Abreu. Scored the only run in the game when he singled one out in the fourth inning. Came around to score later on a single by Grandal. 3 straight one-out singles in the fourth inning, and that's the scoring in the game.
Paulie, when you look where he is in the batter's box, kind of mid-range, a little bit off the plate a bit. And with Litke in the cutter, we've seen him handle cutters in this series, including a home run on one particular pitch. So if you're going to come in there, you better be careful. Better get in there.
Right.
The one thing that he has shown a little trouble with this year so far is high velocity. Fastballs, he's been kind of late on consistently. He can still hit off speed stuff.
Three and two. Robert will go from first.
I don't know that you challenge him again inside, Coney. I think if you're going to throw that cutter, possibly go away with it.
Fly ball, right field. Stanton makes the play for the final out. No runs to hit, one man left. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. And the top of the Yankee order, it's DJ LeMahieu, Aaron Judge, and Anthony Rizzo. Yankees are down 1-0 here on Prime Video.
I love my new home. I always wanted a house with historic architecture, but it might be too Victorian.
Gosh, interesting hemline on this. Pants?
Yes, I do believe they're called pants.
Pardon me.
No, pardon me. At least Geico makes bundling my home and car insurance easy. I save so much.
I have come to call upon...
Just text me. Well, I'm heading up.
It's a ghost.
For bundling made easy, go to geico.com.
It's called self-care.
Few of us will ever dive so deep into our cars, but those who do venture down into the nuts and bolts.
You have to give all of yourself when you do something, and that's when you do your best.
For the best audio entertainment and storytelling, Audible.
Summer is here, and with an exciting new Toyota, you can go climbing, paddleboarding, mountain biking, zip lining, camping.
How about napping?
Of course. Sorry, I'll keep it down.
Get 1.75% APR financing for 48 months on the fuel-efficient 2022 RAV4 or RAV4 Hybrid. Plus, every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, our no-cost service plan.
Your summer starts here.
Toyota, let's go places.
Old Reliable, the club you can always count on to get the job done. But if the same 3-wood's been in your bag for too long, it's probably more old than it is reliable. Introducing the all-new Stealth Fairway from TaylorMade, with a 3D carbon crown and E-steel sole designed for low CG and more forgiveness. It's your new Reliable. The all-new Stealth Fairway, only from TaylorMade.
Well, Johnny Cueto was dealing, and the Yankees had a hard time dealing with the veteran. 6 innings of shutout ball. Little this, little that. And then he had to cool off as he watched Joe Kelly worked out of the jam that he had set up in the 7th. But we go to the bottom of the 8th now, and it's the top of the Yankee order as they look to rally and get their 30th win of the year in their 40th game. And they'll face Kendall Graveman, who pitched a 1-2-3 inning in the 8th inning yesterday.
Pretty solid numbers across the board.
LeMahieu 0 for 3 against Cueto. So Cueto pitched 6, Joe Kelly 1 inning, and now Graveman. Oh, 2. Graveman signed a 3-year, $24 million deal with the White Sox in November. Last year had a 1.64 ERA in 9 playoff games for Houston as the Astros went to the World Series. 1-2.
You know, we tend to look at pitchers, whether they're suitable for the bullpen or whether they're starters, the repertoire, but really personality comes into play. And the personality of Kendall Graveman is much better suited for the bullpen. High emotional, high strung, a lot of pitches with, you know, almost an anger out there.
Now the rest of the White Sox staff is using PitchCom. Graveman is holding out for now. He said, I'm not going to rule it out. I still believe if you're able to change up signs and be really creative that you can do it the old way. And that's the old way. 2-2. Fouled away.
Well, the best swing and the best pitch that DJ LeMahieu has had in this at-bat, but Graveman, we've talked about it, has been impressive in his outings against the Yankees. Overpowering fastball and a good slider.
Line into right field, coming on Engel, and he makes the play for the first out.
Sometimes you just make outs and you just have great at-bats, and that is a great at-bat for DJ LeMahieu. In the shadows to fight off 98-mile-an-hour fastball, line it to right field. You get nothing for it.
So here's Aaron Judge. He's 2 for 3. And there's the strike from Graveman. Foul back. 0-2. Drilled deep to left field. There it goes. See ya. Tie game.
Well, you needed a big hit to get back into this game, and you just got it. Aaron Judge, his 15th of the year, leading baseball. And I tell you what, he is having some kind of year. Back-to-back fastballs. Will he caught up with this one? No doubt about it. Tie game.
Aaron Judge has absolutely lit it up late in games this year so far, and add another one to the tally. Cuts him off and beats him to the pass there on a fastball that was probably off the plate a bit inside.
Rizzo takes upstairs, 15 home runs, 31 runs batted in.
Aaron Judge came into this game batting .419 in the 7th inning or later. Second highest, minimum 40 plate appearances to Trey Mancini. Also 6 homers. Make that 7. Late in games, clutching up.
Major League are able to get his arms extended on that ball that's in off the plate. And he got to that ball. And that's just not a mediocre fastball. That's high 90s. That's how quick he is inside.
One game, 1-1 count. Pitch. 1-2.
We talk about some guys weight shifting. You see Aaron Judge kind of gets back, hits off his back foot, and just creates a ton of leverage and an unbelievable amount of power. Enjoy it, because they're not everybody can hit a ball like Aaron Judge.
Fly ball into left center, and it's dropped by Robert. And Rizzo will be at second. Robert, a sure-handed center fielder, and it looked like he and Pollock got crossed up.
Yeah, this is Pollock going in front, where you kind of, you're shying away from a collision. It's a center fielder's job to call off, and you don't know what really happened before, but Pollock definitely cuts in front of him and kind of gets his attention away from making the catch.
I got it, you take it. Robert had a long way to cover to go get there.
All right, so they will intentionally walk Stanton. They give Rizzo a double, and that means Donaldson is going to come out as La Russa walks to the mound. This looks like it's more of an injury trip, as the athletic trainer is out there as well.
Aaron Judge hit a 97-mile-an-hour fastball, 431 feet. That was probably inside off the corner from the overhead shot, Paul. It looked like, if anything, on the inside corner, probably just off a bit and up. And it was 111 miles an hour off of his bat. So that is getting it done. Graveman is going to throw a couple just to make sure he's okay. .6'7", 282, and getting to that pitch like that with that swing, that's pretty impressive.
From that shot, it was funny just watching the face of Garrett Cole. He's the first one that recognized it was out. Looked like Nestor Cortez might have caught it in flight as well, but just great reactions on that Yankee bench. Right there. Well, they know the year this man's having. Well, how about this setup for drama here? In the middle of all this drama from yesterday, Josh Donaldson, after what he said to Tim Anderson, calling him Jackie from a story that was written a couple of years ago where Tim referred to himself as Jackie Robinson. It upset the White Sox. It upset Tim Anderson. And Donaldson said, hey, I did say it. He didn't back off and say, I didn't say it, but I didn't mean it the way everybody's saying. And now he comes up with a chance to give the Yankees a lead. You can't even imagine how much the White Sox want to get him out.
There's always a history there, a long history. For Josh Donaldson, he's performed very well against the White Sox, too. In 71 games, he has a 990 OPS.
Well, big spot for him right here. First and second, one man out. Pitch misses outside. 1-0.
That is the third highest OPS against the White Sox since 1960. Minimum 200 plate appearances. Trout, Thome, and Donaldson. 1, 2, 3 in that category.
Donaldson 0 for 3 so far today. Checks his swing. Count 2-0. Foster up again, was up earlier. Yankees have tied it on the long home run by Aaron Judge. Now looking to go ahead here in the bottom of the 8th inning. High fly ball, right center. Robert on the run, makes the play on the warning track, tagging Rizzo. He's going to go to third. So two-way, Yankees have runners on the corners for Aaron Hicks.
You talk about a good swing and just missing one. Josh Donaldson right on that fastball, just underneath it to right center field to the warning track.
His reaction it looked like he thought he might have got it.
Big leg kick through the ball, and here's what Coney's talking about. This looks like a hitter like, come on, I got it. Maybe I don't.
Well, the baseball gods certainly set up drama. Here's a guy who got picked off at second base. Now has a chance to give the Yankees a lead in the very next inning. Pitch outside. Hicks has 2 hits today, a couple of singles. Inside 2-0. So Rizzo's at third with the go-ahead run. Stands at first. 2 men out. 3 infielders on the right side. Only Moncada, who has to stay close to third to check back Rizzo. He's on the left side. In the outfield, Robert is almost in right center field. And on deck, Isaiah Canafalefa.
This is when Aaron Hicks has to realize that a base hit could win this game. It doesn't have to be a home run, even though you're ahead in the count. Any sort of way, any kind of pitch, line drive, anything. Drive that run in, give your team a chance to win.
Chapman getting ready to pitch the 9th. He hopes it's in a save situation. Big cut, foul back.
And a 2-0 power changeup from Graveman there at 92 miles an hour.
Yeah, this is not the base hit swing there, Coney. That's the Reggie Jackson swing when you back knee it. Trying to hit it out of the stadium.
Looking for the express. He got the local.
1-1 game, bottom of the 8th inning. Just the first game of a doubleheader, straight doubleheader. Two and two.
As a hitter, I always, at 2-0, you kind of overswing, and then the next thing you know, pitcher gets a pitch, and now you're 2-2, and now it's a completely different at bat.
Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Pitch. Popped him up. Moncada makes the play, and that'll do it. Yankees strand 2, but that man has tied the game, and he did it in a loud fashion and dramatic as well. 431 feet later, it's 1-1 as we go to the ninth.
Our stylists are trained to understand the nuances of cutting men's hair. Less pomp, more adore, huh, Brittany?
Square face, wavy hair.
Mid-fade with a textured top. Finish it off with a hard part and taper that neckline, coach.
Cowlick, what's the move? It's not just all about hard work here.
Hit off, 7, pressure, poise, yeah.
It takes expertise to be a sport clip stylist.
Here?
That's the spot. Right there, huh?
Sport Clips, the pros in men's hair.
Core Power helps you recover and build lean muscle, fueled by 26 grams of high-quality protein to give your body what it needs when it needs it. Core Power.
Malama'aina is restoring the native forests. Reforestation is a wonderful way to give back to a place.
Learn how you can Malama Hawaii at gohawaii.com/malama.
Getting that perfect slice is satisfying, fulfilling, and rewarding too. But we don't do it for fun. We do it for fresh. Slice to order makes a sub above.
This guy has seen better days, but that just shows how much he's loved. So we'll let sleeping bears lie.
The Roomba J7 Plus robot vacuum knows where to clean and where not to. iRobot, so you can human.
Well, the Yankees now turn to Aroldis Chapman to pitch the ninth inning of a 1-1 game. Chapman has allowed runs in 4 straight games. 3 1/3 innings, 7 hits, 4 runs, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. And that's tied for the longest career streak of allowing runs in consecutive games. And he will try to hold it right here and give the Yankees a chance to win it in the bottom of the ninth inning.
Everything with Chapman centers around how he feels about himself, and in particular, how he feels about his fastball. And you usually get a pretty early read in his outings on which way that's going to go.
Yesterday,
Boy, I couldn't agree with you more, Coney. I mean, it just looks like, he looks at that scoreboard, see where the velocity is, how he, pitches the first hitter dictates how he pitches the whole inning, whether he's confident or not confident.
He'll face Pollock to start off the ninth. And the splitter, which he has not been throwing all that much, just misses inside 1-0. That one's drilled deep to left field. That ball is gone. 2-1 White Sox on the Pollock home run.
Well, there's not much to say here. I mean, you get behind with the split finger, and then hitters will sit on a fastball, a high fastball, 390 feet later. White Sox have the lead.
Veteran hitter, keyhole in a fastball, just like you said. Up and out of the zone, but he's cheating. Looking for it. Starts it early, sells out, gets the payoff.
There's Grandal. High fly ball. Marwin Gonzalez will make the play for the first out.
Just a no-doubter. Again, Coney, you said it, the ball probably out of the strike zone, but as a hitter, you're behind as a pitcher with a split finger. You're going to get a fastball. You take a chance on strike 1, not strike 2 or strike 3, but you take a chance in that situation, and Pollock got it.
So here is Vaughn pinch hitting for Sheets. So the Yankees pull even with the Judge home run, and then the White Sox say, wait right here as Pollock then connects against Chapman. And now Hendricks is getting ready to try to close it out in the bottom of the ninth. Trevino couldn't get a glove on that one. Last year, Vaughn got to Chapman. He didn't even have to look. Now pinch hitting for Sheets, the 2-0. He does not have the faith in the fastball that he's had in the past. He's 2-0 and he threw a slider there. Tells you where his head's at when it comes to the fastball. Everything operates off his location of the fastball. And a slider, 2-2. Three and two on the pinch hitter Vaughn. Ron Marinaccio heating up for the Yanks. He got called up when Chad Green went on the IL. Boy, that home run by Pollock, it just unplugged the crowd. The electricity taken right out of the ballpark. They were still buzzing because of the Judge home run, but Pollock corrected that in a hurry. Right now it is very quiet here in the Bronx. And he walked him on the slider. And now, here comes Boone and one of the Yankees' athletic trainers, as if something is now wrong with Chapman. Boone and Mike Shuck and the interpreter, although Chapman is not doing much talking at all.
Not much eye contact either, so if you're reading body language, that's not so good. It's where a manager wants to just know the truth. Just tell me the truth. Don't be a hero.
Coney, don't you think that, as Aaron Boone watches the pitch selection, that he's wondering? You're seeing split finger, slider after slider, ball floor. Does that show that, my arm doesn't feel well or that I'm scared to throw my fastball?
Yeah, I mean, the fact that your manager walks out with a trainer tells you all you need to know. And they have inside information. Maybe they're the things that we don't know they're privy to. But Chapman said what needed to be said, apparently, and he's staying in.
Here's Engel. Now, we've seen these flat spots by Chapman in the middle of seasons, and then he'll come back from them. But this is the first time he's ever allowed a run in 5 straight appearances. That one goes through and all the way to the backstop. Scored a wild pitch.
It's the misses with the fastball that are concerning to me. You've seen him throw one back to the backstop and now one in the dirt. It's right on top of home plate. So the radar, certainly at a minimum on his fastball, is all over the place.
That one's off the glove of Trevino as Vaughn moves to third. Got a lot of the glove on it. We'll see if that's a pass ball.
Yeah, this is a ball that Trevino says 99.9% of the time I'll glove. It just went off the end.
Got caught trying to frame it. You see catchers like Trevino are so good at framing. They try to catch the ball in the end of the web to try to hold it on the outside corner and got caught there.
Infield in. And you can see his fastball is just 94. Yankees see that, and that might be one of the reasons they came out. Usually he's sitting at 98, 99, even 100. He's throwing his fastball at 94. That's a different story. And the pitch. There's a strike. Did he go around? Yes, he did. Couldn't hold up on the slider. 3-2. White Sox lead 2-1 on the Pollock leadoff home run here against Chapman. And the 3-2. Line down the left field line. It's a base hit. Vaughn scores easily. And Engel will stop at second with an RBI double. And the White Sox lead 3-1. And the crowd showing its disapproval. And that is going to do it for Chapman. Hands the ball to Boone. Boone calls on Marinaccio. And the crowd serenades Chapman as he walks off the mound.
I love my new home. I always wanted a house with historic architecture, but it might be too Victorian.
Oh, gosh, interesting hemline on those pants.
Yes, I do believe they're called pants.
Pardon me.
No, pardon me. At least Geico makes bundling my home and car insurance easy. I save so much.
I have come to call upon...
Just text me. Well, I'm heading up.
It's a ghost.
For bundling made easy, go to geico.com.
It's called self-care.
One shake, and cats come running.
They're matches.
So, be careful what you shake.
Run away!
Temptation's cat treats. All it takes is a shake.
Everything that's happened is a small part of the grand plan.
Is this just some game to you?
Yes.
Core Power helps you recover and build lean muscle, fueled by 26 grams of high-quality protein to give your body what it needs when it needs it. Core Power.
So Aroldis Chapman sitting on the bench, hearing the boos and pondering what has gone wrong. with his season. As they turn to Ron Marinaccio. Marinaccio against Harrison. He's been up and down between the Bronx and Scranton. Foul back.
Well, Michael, you made a great point that we've seen some flat spots with Chapman over his career, and he always has seemed to bounce back. And, is this a time where he bounces back? And, Aaron Boone kind of tiptoed around it yesterday. I mean, is Chapman your closer, or are you going to trust Clay Holmes to be your closer? He's been so good. So, as well as this team is going, you don't want to have any distractions, but Aaron Boone is going to have to make up a decision, obviously, who your closer is going to be.
I think sometimes answers are given in act or in action, because you don't bring your closer into a tie game at home in the ninth inning. So he's been very fluid with that. He said, I've got a lot of guys that can close, so you'll see that every now and then. But we've seen it a couple of times in the last week or so where he's brought him into a tie game. Fly ball down the left field line. Gonzalez toward the line. Foul ball into the seats.
I think the bigger issue is with Chapman himself, and we saw last year, actually Matt Blake had him adjust if you remember, he was crouched over more in his delivery before, and they got him to stand up straight, and that got his fastball back, and he started finding the strike zone again. So it's back to the drawing board for the Yankees and Matt Blake to find Chapman's fastball again and get the confidence back, because he's clearly lost some confidence in that fastball.
Now, the big statement is he was coming in when they were down 1-0. Before Judge hit the home run, Chapman was coming in, throw to second as Engel gets back. But they brought him into a tie game in the ninth inning on the road where you actually can get a save. Here at home, obviously you can do it after 8 innings because you're never going to have a save situation. But the fact that he was coming in down 1-0 does tell you a little bit of a story, but they do have a lot of people out there that are able to close games. And David, a lot with Chapman is what he feels about himself, as you said.
Yeah, it's part of its confidence. He needs another mechanical adjustment. He needs to go back to the drawing board and find his release point again. Find the mechanics that work for that fastball.
Popped up. Trevino makes the play. Route number 2.
Coney, I'm sure that you've been through this in your career where you go through a tough time and you say, all right, it is time. I got to make an adjustment. But it's kind of, I would assume, very hard to trust it immediately. If you're going to make a change, you're going to make a change. I mean, but how long does it take you to trust it?
You know, Chapman's always had a dynamic delivery, a really coiling, high-velocity delivery, a lot of action, a lot of drive. A lot of unwinding of his hips.
And that one gets by Trevino. He didn't know where it was, finally located it, but Engel has moved to third.
Trevino having a tough inning. Balls all over the place again. This kind of overthrown. And then to try to find it with a runner on base.
And Marinaccio kind of yanked a changeup down and in.
Two and one on Moncada. Moncada's double in the third was actually a push bunt against a shift right down the third baseline. 2-2. So Marinaccio, kid, grew up a Yankee fan in Toms River, New Jersey, trying to get out of this ninth inning, with the Yankees trailing 3-1. Runner at third base, 2 outs.
He's got a nice arm, nice fluid delivery, 3-pitch mix.
Swing and a miss. Marinaccio wiggles out of further trouble. But Chapman gives up 2 runs. White Sox lead 3-1. We go to the bottom of the ninth.
He breaks 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown.
Low picture quality got you down. In need of a napkin or hands-free voice control? It's time for a smart TV move. With the all-new Toshiba Smart TV with Fire TV built in and hands-free, Alexa.
Alexa, turn on the game.
Nice play. The Toshiba Smart TV with Fire TV built in.
We'd like to dedicate the next 5 seconds to fresh portobellos. And all the other seconds to peppers, onions, and Swiss. Because fresh ingredients make a sub above.
This guy has seen better days, but that just shows how much he's loved. So we'll let sleeping bears lie.
The Roomba J7 Plus robot vacuum knows where to clean and where not to. iRobot, so you can human.
Summer is here, and with an exciting new Toyota, you can go climbing, paddleboarding, mountain biking, zip lining, camping.
How about napping?
Of course. Sorry, I'll keep it down.
Get 1.75% APR financing for 48 months on the fuel-efficient 2022 RAV4 or RAV4 Hybrid. Plus, every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, our no-cost service plan.
Your summer starts here.
Toyota, let's go places.
All back here at the stadium. Last licks coming up for the New York Yankees. They went into the ninth inning tied at 1, but Pollock hit a home run, then a walk to the pincher to Vaughn, and a double by Engel gave the White Sox a 3-1 lead. Now they turn to their closer, Liam Hendricks. 17 games against the Yankees, including the postseason. He has struggled, 8.61 ERA. The Yankees hit .340 against him, and they've hit 11 home runs. But against everyone else, he's very, very effective. This will be his 19th game, 12 out of 15 saves, 3.93, 28 strikeouts in just 18 in the third innings. Matt Blake talked with Chapman. After the inning was over, Anthony Rizzo had a long talk with Chapman. Actually got Chapman to laugh, and Rizzo has really emerged as a leader on this team. Vaughn takes over at first base.
Chapman was obviously very instrumental in Rizzo getting a ring with the Cubs after the Yankees traded him there. So, yes, those two are world champions.
So here is Kiner-Falefa to start it off against Hendricks. 1-0. Fouled away. So we told you the 8.61 career ERA against the Yankees, 3.78 against everybody else. 12th big league season for Hendricks. In the second year of a 3-year, $54 million free agent deal.
He's a salty one. Australian.
Well, he came right out and said that he did not believe Josh Donaldson's excuse about calling Tim Anderson Jackie. He said, I think it's ridiculous, but he used stronger words than that. 3-1 on Kiner-Falefa. Yankees get someone on. That brings the tying run to the plate here in the bottom of the 9th inning. And Kiner-Falefa trying to do just that. Hendricks deals. Fouled away.
Mission for the Yankees is get Aaron Judge up again. At the bottom of the order here, 7, 8, and 9, and then it turns over.
Ground ball is short. 1 away. And here's Gleyber Torres, the pinch hit for Marwin Gonzalez. So Yankees kind of making their call where they want to pinch hit, because the way the bench is right now, do you really have anybody that you'll send up for Trevino? I mean, Florial's on the bench, Brantley, but they're sending Torres up the pinch hit for Gonzalez, which would lead you to believe that Trevino will hit. One and one on Gleyber. Another strike, 1 and 2. First game of a doubleheader. It's White Sox 3, Yankees 1. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. And the Yankees are down to their final out.
Well, a high fastball, tough to catch up to, especially off the bench in a pinch hitting situation. Just ball above the barrel of the bat, just cannot catch up to it.
And here is Jose Trevino. Oh and 1. Oh and 2, so they're down to their final strike. Chapman working, or Hendricks working quickly. And the 0-2. Just got a piece to stay alive.
Well, we saw Hendricks in Chicago, Michael, and it was nothing but fastball. He's mixing in a lot of sliders today.
Well, game 2 will be Luis Severino against Michael Kopech. Judge wants one more at bat in this game. But they've got some work to do to get to him. Trevino and LeMahieu. The 0-2. 1 and 2. After this game, we'll have a post game on the Yes app. Then after the second game on ESPN, we'll have a post game on Yes and the Yes app. And the pitch. 2 and 2.
Can't get hurt down there, Paulie.
Yeah, tough one to hit.
That was an incredible spike job right there. Wow.
And the pitch. Swing and a miss, and that will do it as the Yankees lose a tough one, 3-1 to the White Sox. A great pitching performance by Jameson Taillon, wasted. A big home run by Aaron Judge to tie the game at 1, kind of wasted. And then Chapman gives up 2 in the 9th inning. Yankees lose 3-1.
Yeah, I would imagine if you look at the first game lineup where Stanton was in right field and Judge was DH, that'll probably get flipped in the second game, especially now that the Yankees lost the first game. But stay tuned. We got one more to play.
Yeah, and we had a lot of negative things to end this game with Chapman, but you got to put it into perspective. Record-wise, the Yankees still the best team in baseball. A lot of great things happening. You win this nightcap, and you still win the series, and take away the screaming and the yelling.
Well, finally has some success against the Yankees, and there's a lot of emotion between these two teams, so he showed it right there. We'll come back and wrap things up.
I love my new home. I always wanted a house with historic architecture, but it might be too Victorian.
Gosh, interesting hemline on those pants.
Yes, I do believe they're called pants.
Pardon me.
No.
Pardon me.
At least Geico makes bundling my home and car insurance easy. I save so much.
I have come to call upon you.
Just text me. Well, I'm heading up.
It's a ghost.
For bundling made easy, go to geico.com.
It's called self-care.
Hi, Mommy. Auntie Lindsay.
Hey, Allie. What's going on? How you guys doing?
So good to see you.
You want to play games? You go first.
This one goes there.
All right, boom. We
This
good.
is my favorite animal.
Oh, yes, an elephant.
Maybe we can make animals playing the band.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. Mommy has to go back to work, okay? We can have glow time later.
Same time?
Tomorrow.
I'm
gonna see you again.
Probably.
One shake, and cats come running.
They're matches.
So, be careful what you shake.
Run away!
Temptations cat treats. All it takes is a shake.
Old Reliable, the club you can always count on to get the job done. But if the same 3-wood's been in your bag for too long, it's probably more old than it is reliable. Introducing the all-new Stealth Fairway from TaylorMade, with a 3D carbon crown and V-steel sole designed for low CG and more forgiveness. It's your new Reliable. The all-new Stealth Fairway, only from TaylorMade.
Introducing the all-new Infiniti QX60. Take on your wild world in style.
Hey, boys. What's going on? How you guys doing? So we're going to play. What puzzle?
This one.
We're good. We're in.
We did it.
Oh, we got it. Yay! I love you. Give me pounds. Give me pounds.
Welcome back, everyone, to the New York Yankees postgame on Prime Video. Came down to the 9th inning, and the Yankees end up losing 3-1. In the 8th, Aaron Judge home run tied it at 1, got everybody excited. But let's look at the 9th inning, Paul, because that's where it went awry.
Well-pitched game on both sides until the 9th, and Chapman, high fastball. A.J. Pollock, only his second of the year, but a huge home run for the Chicago White Sox.
So, in his last 5 appearances, the numbers are not great. 4 innings, 9 hits, 6 runs, walked 3, struck out 4. So this was the 5th straight game allowing a run. That's the longest streak of his career. What is the Yankees' move next with Chapman? So the Yankees lose this one by a score of 3-1. We're going to come back from the stadium with more. White Sox 3-8-0. The Yankees won 8-0 in the first game of a doubleheader.
At Domino's, you can get more than just your favorite pizza. You can get specialty chicken, savory pastas, oven-baked Parmesan bread bites, molten lava crunch cakes, and yes, medium 2-topping pizzas as well. Carry out any 2 or more mix and match items for $5.99 each or get them delivered for $6.99 each.
Dear Road Riders, every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, our no-cost maintenance plan that covers tire rotations, engine oil changes, fluid adjustments, and more for 2 years or 25,000 miles. Ford charges extra for maintenance. Nissan charges extra for maintenance. And you guessed it, Honda charges extra for maintenance. At Toyota, we take care of our drivers. Too bad none of our rivals do the same. Join us, Toyota.